Attempt to turn Tailspire back on.
Attempt to turn Thomas back on.
We'll see how that goes.
Why do you have an audio issue?
Hello, buddy.
Well, put your mic down. You put it up so it's muted. Your mic is pointing upward, Wyatt. Doesn't that turn the mic off? Oh, what about the one on here?
I'm going to try and change my camera.
Okay, well, good thing I hit go on our live stream and then immediately everything broke for everyone. You guys are the best. Just everything broke immediately.
You hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
But now Thomas is gone.
Well, when I was just...
How many times have we done this?
If we had anybody ever watching this, they would probably just... I don't know how anybody could, because it's always something.
Okay, can you...
We can still hear you. Well, now you're muted.
Oh, now you're muted.
Now we got you. Nope.
Nope.
Thomas is back. Guess it's my turn to stand up and walk away from the computer.
I don't know why I'm shaking my head.
You got your camera turned off, Pete. We can't see you at all.
Immediately, I probably should get a new cord. for this.
We got you. Now we got you. Nope,
I
now
switched-
we...
One.
Yeah, we got you. All right, is everybody ready now? That we've been live for a whole minute and 54 seconds.
You know, I think I need to go to the bathroom, actually.
Hell, now.
No.
I need to go to Evan's bathroom.
Yeah, come here, Pete.
For those of you watching, that's not a possibility at this time. Pete is actually in Thomas's house, but he's not.
No, there's actually a space-time rift. Like, if I step out my balcony, I wind up in Thomas's backyard.
That
Yep.
would be something.
I've been working on that for a few years now.
And you made
Been
one
a
for
real-
Evan before me. I don't understand that at all.
You just like to see him better.
Doesn't work above a certain latitude.
This makes the too fall. Evan moved out there to be on the other side of it.
Either Thomas is looking at something very still sitting, or he's completely frozen. Oh, his mouth closed.
Very still sitting.
Thomas is a turtle. Confirmed.
So,
Anyways,
Hey, Pete.
we can see Pete's hand.
Ooh, spooky ghost.
So, where we last left off, actually this is kind of interesting because we're kind of picking up halfway through the last session, because this will take place somewhat simultaneously. So, a group, which I'm not remembering who right now, left to
Who
go
else
fight
was one of them?
Garagos.
Not that one.
That was Launch, Tuck, Tango, Pete's character, I don't even know her name, Fun,
Fun.
Cheesy Grits, and yeah, that's the group that went to go fight Broadleaf, of course, went to go fight Garagos, succeeded in killing Garagos, and the those that stayed back at the keep were planning to go get the mystical, magical, legendary weapons back from the red dragon that had taken them previously. Basically, it's going to be a heist of some sort, is the last plan I heard, something along those lines. So we're going to kind of quickly here zoom in on the group that's still at the Trifold Keep. Your party members had just left to go kill Garagos. You do not know how that went, or if it's going, or anything about it.
You're all fucking dead.
You have no idea. You just know they were going to go fight Garagos. And now you are all still here at the Trifold Keep, we have Haros, we have Carrick, we have Yam, and we have Crampernap.
Crampernap is gonna die.
Carrick.
Huh?
We got stuck with Carrick.
Yeah, Tango went the other way.
All right.
Things didn't work out for him.
Not quite.
Hero
They
says,
never do.
"All right, my Nomi buddy, don't freak out on him just yet. Wait until it's all over."
So, those of you at the Trifold Keep, you have received, some of you have received things from the day before. I don't remember who all got the Hero's Feast. I don't know if anybody in this group got a death ward from Dr. T.
What is the death ward?
It's like if you fall to 0, you come back to 1. Maybe Carrick.
Got the upgraded version.
What was that, Pete?
Crampernap got the upgraded version.
Which is?
If he falls to 0 points, he becomes God.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That sounds like something that he would get.
He just fucking explodes.
So,
Yeah, that's me.
Didn't like
got
most
that
of us get the Hero's Feast?
I think everybody did except for some people. Somebody, because there was only 12 available, and somebody showed up at the last minute and did not get it, but I don't remember who joined late.
I think Hero says it.
For the heck of it, we'll say you all got it with, I think it's 9 extra temporary hit points is what he ended up with. And Crampernap's points of exhaustion, I think, are gone, but he still has only a 3 in strength at this
Yeah,
moment.
I think Heroes is carrying him on his back.
That was what I have heard. Point of note, you do have a potion of strength, hill giant strength at your disposal as well. Just in case. So
Drug the gnome. Drug the gnome.
Drug the gnome. So that only brings it up to 21, right?
Gonna roid
Correct.
out the
I
gnome.
believe so. And only for an hour.
It does.
I mean,
That changes.
Dill.
Yes, Pete, we can
You
barely hear you,
have-
but go ahead, Thomas.
Do you
I have?
Chalice Fire open?
I do.
Can you let me in real quick so I can adjust some audio settings? Because I can barely hear you over the rock music playing right now, which I'm okay with. But
Yeah, let me switch board here.
yeah, I mean, who wants to hear the DM?
yeah, who wants to hear anyone talking when I can just?
What? What? I dropped to 0 hit points? I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
What about God mode? Oh,
No,
I'm unbeatable. Okay, cool.
Hell no!
This
There
isn't
we
the right
go.
board, it's just the first one I grabbed.
Hell no!
All the music immediately.
Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Just get rid of those.
Alright. So,
Keep going.
If it
You're-
allows me to.
you're in the Trifold Keep. Getting ready for your next steps. What are you guys doing? What are you talking about? What's going on?
I know you want to kill the drow, but hold off for, I don't know, a few days.
The drow?
I don't remember what Carrick is.
Carrick is a drow.
Yeah. Crampernap hates drows.
Oh, that's who you're talking to.
Remember?
Yep, I got confused who you were talking to.
Since I'm assuming Hughes has already has him on his back.
Wait, do we have size? Chest.
Pete,
thing?
try unmuting yourself.
I'd be
That size chest harness thing.
that should just add 2 AC to me until he dies.
You mean the thing that like straps the win-win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
By definition, technically yes, because that is with win-win.
And Win-Win is here.
Yeah.
What's I mean, are we just gonna say it fits Heroes for the sake of it? Because Heroes is like 7 feet tall.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
win-
it is a legendary artifact at this point, so
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Alright.
Win-Win's not coming with because Nolan is not here. So,
No one hates us, that's why.
yeah. He's at a powerlifting meet in Dickinson.
Yeah.
He needs to get sweaty with his boys.
He's doing what? Where in with the Dickinson?
He's powerlifting.
He's getting sweaty with his boys.
he's straining.
Training in Dickinson.
Yep.
We are on the internet, gentlemen.
Yes, that's why I'm saying it like that.
The internet is forever.
So,
I've said more gay shit on the internet than that. Don't
We
worry.
haven't said things this summer.
I
Yay, canta, no llores.
I don't know what to do. I mean, I know what to do. I just don't know how to trigger what I want you
I
guys to
don't
do.
know what to. Famous last words of the DM.
So, what are your guys' plans for the dragon?
Kill it.
I mean, I have to get up close and personal with him.
Let me see if I have scry.
Dr.
I would
Troubone
kind of like
does.
to try and figure out like where these weapons are. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how many more rounds we can do with Guy. We should probably just try and like get it and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we? Are we trying? I forget. Are we trying to beat the dragon? Or are we trying to recover something from it?
So how does teleport work? Because with how we're doing it, are we gonna be hidden?
Step one. Okay, so first of all,
Are we
Pete,
hidden?
Cramper Nap can copy spells out of a wizard spell book, right?
Yes.
How much time has he spent around Tuck?
An indeterminate amount.
In that indeterminate amount of time, do you think you probably could have copied most of his spell book?
What are we looking for? Because I might already have it.
Tuck comes equipped with basically every divination spell imaginable.
Scrying?
I believe so. Let me pull up the sheet here.
I assume that's what we're looking for, right?
Well, there's scrying. You could have like locate objects, for when we get closer, that sort of thing.
True. Give me a moment.
If you would like, we can. If we're trying to, instead of killing the dragon, if you would like, I can disguise myself, sneak in there, take whatever we need to take, get out. I can almost guarantee unnoticed.
I mean,
Well,
we're
it
assuming
depends on where
launches.
the
We hit them on what dragons can do. So, what can a dragon do?
Launch
and
is
it
not
depends
present.
on where the dragon
know,
is and what he's doing and where
We've
the
already,
items are.
we've already had this conversation with launch round.
Oh, what are you wondering about?
We've already had this conversation with launch round because I remember initially one of our plans was use potion of invisibility or something like that, but launch piped up and said something along the lines that this dragon has like dragons of this age likely have true sight,
Correct.
so they could be able to.
Correct.
So I do have scry, I do have locate object.
Oh, you got both of those, hey?
Yeah, well, the low level ones were cheap to shove coins in my butt in order to learn.
Fair. Do you have rope trick?
Do I have rope trick?
Yes.
No, I have dimension or demiplane, which is better.
Fair.
Heard I
But
have
also, it's a
dimension.
high level spell slot.
Let me see.
Do you have?
Do you hear the people sing?
Yeah, do you?
Singing a song.
Does
of
it sound
anger
like
then.
they
Yeah,
want to kill a
divination.
dragon?
Sorry, one more.
Do you have divination?
I have access to divination. I have no forbidden schools.
5e doesn't have forbidden schools, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's because it's lame and gay.
No, the reason I asked because if you don't have it in your spell book, Tuck has it in his. Realistically, you could probably learn Earth and Epic too.
So I don't have divination. How would that assist us currently? Evan, you're muted.
That's weird. Oh, my Bluetooth disconnected.
That's the worst.
I'll reconnect your Bluetooth.
Thanks, Pete. Knew I could count on you.
Ah, why am I old? Oh, my muscles hurt.
Okay, am I back now? Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Talk. Somebody talk.
We got you.
Yes.
Oh,
Yo.
I can't hear anybody now.
Damn.
I thought we had all of the technical difficulties done.
This is just wonderful.
Evan,
Just
what-
wonderful.
I've learned not to touch my mic.
Evan, what's your excuse? I'm a caveman.
Carrick, did we do a roll for your hit point loss this morning?
Okay.
I think
If I say yes, we move
Can
forward.
people hear me?
I'm pretty sure we did.
I think we
Can hear
did. I
people?
just want to double check the date on
But
the
I can't
calendar.
just hear people.
I think we did two, and then we did the Heroes Feast, and then I re-topped off this.
Heroes Feast
I'll
was
be back.
yesterday evening. Today is the morning of the 18th. And I don't believe you did it because I don't have notes on the 18th. I have notes on the 17th. So, I think you need to roll your what is it, a D4?
A very dumb idea to have this balance right here. Won't balance it.
Alright, screw it. We're just going with the
That
last
was a
one on my
2.
phone. Sorry if it's worse.
Okie dokie, I will write that down. 2 from your max.
Taking
sir.
two away from my max.
Yep.
But, Pete, the delayed answer to your question there is basically if you scry, you get information, but it doesn't really come with context. You could use divination to ask a deity, basically, for context.
Fair.
How does it feel?
Oh, I did find my notes. Actually, Carrick, put those 2 back.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that we did it.
I've just got to remember, you know.
I remember we were kind of switching back and forth until we figured out which characters that we're doing.
Just trying to kill me off. It's fine.
Well, yeah.
True.
It's gonna kill us all.
One day you guys will learn that my characters are basically unkillable. I think Pete's been able to kill me once ever, and that was because we helped around him on accident once.
Thomas, don't tempt me with a good time.
Hey, I'm not tempting. I'm just saying. I
mean-
historically am impervious to that. But that's just the will of D&D.
So, what are you guys doing? Are you looking up spells? Still trying to figure out what you want to do?
So I can scry and attempt to see the dragon, and then I can teleport to that spot that I'm seeing.
Correct.
And that will get us right to the dragon. We can punch him in the dick and steal his stuff.
Correct.
Because people are easiest to rob when they're dead.
So I was going to suggest also that before we go in and kill everything, you guys give me a shot at going to take whatever you need. and then get out of there and then swing back.
Well,
It's like-
Thomas, I don't think we're trying to kill it. I think we're literally just trying to go in, get our items, and get out.
Yeah.
Right, which is absolutely something that I am literally the most proficient at.
Okay, fair enough.
I have a disadvantage in stealth unless I take off my armor.
So basically, what we're probably looking at here then is let's figure out where the dragon is.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out if teleporting to it is viable, because you know
Yep.
if it's flying, it might not be a smart idea to teleport
Yeah.
back.
No, we just teleport Carrick with his flying carpet.
Fair, I guess. Everybody just rides the carpet.
Yeah, everyone ride the carpet, and I will sneak around and take all their shit.
No, I was
We
just going to say, just send Carrick with the carpet.
Or do that, yeah.
Um,
And then Evan, Wyatt, and I play poker.
That sounds
No.
fun. Actually, you know what? I'll leave the carpet, and you guys play poker on the carpet while I go grab our shit. So I'm actually faster without the carpet.
do I seriously not?
Dylan, what are you writing?
Don't.
By 1,000 paper cuts.
He's just writing boobies over and over and over again.
He's just doing bracket, period, bracket, period, bracket, period, bracket, period, bracket, period.
8008 135.
8 equals D, capitalized.
So, what are you guys doing? I know you got to tell me what you want to do. I'm not going to start pushing it, but I will
think we
push
should-
one thing to you.
Mhm.
Evan and I had a long conversation.
Aw, the game's ruined.
Okay, Thomas, where do dragons carry loot?
To their babies
How do they carry loot?
in their buttholes.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the tank. In their
So-
hands.
I feel like Hans is really stupid. If they're going to carry a bunch of gold coins back and forth, that's dumb. So Evan and I came up with basically a gizzard.
There's a little orange key.
I was gonna say, isn't it?
I'm still.
I was gonna say it's a fire-breathing dragon. Wouldn't it just melt the shit inside of it?
Not magical shit. And probably not enough.
Why
I don't
would it
think they're
want-
listening to me at all, so those two. So they don't
Probably
get the
not.
information.
I'm listening. I'm still hooked up.
You guys sound like you're playing grab ass over there.
No, we're just trying to make sure my cat doesn't murder anybody.
Sounds more
And
like Dick
They're
Tracy
playing
to me,
grab
but-
ass over there. Let us join in from a distance.
He'd had to grab some stuff out of his car real quick.
So Evan and I determined that
Huh?
dragon.
Huh?
That was
Yeah.
sudden.
Wait, what? Huh?
What?
Looks
dragons-
like a storm's a coming. You don't need it.
Okay, I'll shut up.
Oh, that gives me all the more reason to shoot it.
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna get weather.
Yeah, it's supposed to have started tomorrow, but we got some rolling thunder and lightning coming through here right now.
Oh fuck, we're gonna get snow later.
Sorry, we digress.
South of me, actually.
The dragon
listening
puts
intently.
its treasure where, Thomas?
The dragon puts the lotion on its skin.
Puts the treasure in its butt.
No, that's carrot.
Oh yeah, sorry. We were talking about Evan running the game.
We determined that. Well, okay, so we had two options. Okay, one is a kangaroo pouch, which I think is really stupid. Make the mental image of a dragon with a kangaroo pouch where it's stuffing its gold coins in a kangaroo pouch. I don't like that image.
No, they usually
I would
sleep
assume
on
it would
their-
be in
they
its-
sleep on their loot.
Yes, but how do they carry loot back and forth?
I would assume that it scoops it in its mouth and just flies.
Close.
Butthole.
No, like a
I've-
gizzard-like pouch that it can store treasure and gold and items in, and can also can regurgitate them when it's at its lair. That's what we came up with. Because
Do you think a mythical creature isn't just going to be like, and move all that shit wherever he wants to go?
Okay, Thomas. Steal from the dragon's demi-plane.
What?
You're going to rob a dragon that had just stolen stuff from you. How are you stealing from a demi-plane that you can't access?
With that super awesome cube?
No, you can't get in there with the cube.
No?
So I had to make it. No, that is keyed to 6 locations, not anywhere you want. So I had to make a place that it was accessible to thieve from. So it is a physical location that is within the dragon.
Well,
And you guys would know this in character. I'm giving you this information because you've killed multiple dragons.
Okay.
It can be accessed if you know the general location via a teleport spell. But you have to... That one, I would say you have to be able to see that part of the dragon physically. With like a... what are the lower grade teleport spells?
Misty Step
That's my
and
ass.
Thunderstep.
Yeah.
Scatter.
I think I have
Dimension
Thunderstep.
Door, stuff like that. Scatter would be tough. And
Dimension Door doesn't require you to actually see,
that's the one that would work. So Dimension Door would work for this.
or just teleport.
Or just teleport, but that is a higher level spell. You
It's a
could try
7th
that.
level spell.
You could try that. It's just on the table you got to roll. That's going to be difficulty's going to be raised up a
Well,
little bit
because
you're
I
going
think what
inside
Pete
something.
was saying is if he can scry on the items and actively be looking at them when he casts the teleport spell,
Yes,
We just
that would
Right
work.
there.
So, follow-up question then, once he gets back to his lair,
hmm
he's not going to keep it in his little gurgly thing, and
but is he
So
in
what-
his lair?
But is he going back
Do
to
we
his
know?
lair?
This is what we need to scry to find out. Or divine.
But just so you all know, dragons from now henceforth, any campaign I'm running, dragons have a gizzard-like location inside their body that can be accessed if you're brave via a teleport or dimension door spell, or
Crawling in through the mouth.
crawling through the mouth.
yeah.
cut off its gizzard.
It's not. It's
Internal.
not the mouth.
It's not like a ball sack. It's internal.
I mean,
You can't just cut
I
it
see what a
off.
gizzard is.
That is not what a gizzard is. On a dragon this size, it'd be roughly the size of a minivan.
Yeah,
On
cut that
a
off, but
young dragon, it's like a 50-pound sack worth of stuff it can hold.
Dude, a 50-pound sack. Holy Moses.
On a young dragon, that's the size of a minivan.
I'm gonna say that it's very brave of a dragon to carry around something that can stab it inside of it.
Oh, it's very well armored on the inside. It's not soft and fleshy. It's going to be just as good as
It's a very tough sack.
its outdoor, outside of the dragon.
Is your camera still up?
So
Okay.
I can't run the camera and Tailspire at the same time.
Do with that information what you will.
Processor is one.
We need to get you a new computer, Pete.
We can still hear you guys talking about Pete's processor. We're just not gaining any information here because, like, no,
His
I'm
computer
sorry. I was trying to be respectful.
diagnosis is computer's ass.
The diagnosis is murder.
Yeah.
So, what is your guy? What are you doing? Do something.
Okay,
I've
it
given you
seems like
information.
the first step to whatever we want to do is that I scry
Yes.
and look at it.
Probably.
Okay. So, because I am targeting the stuff and not the dragon, that makes sense, right?
Yep.
The stuff does not get a will save,
Correct. It is inanimate objects.
so I can see it.
Yep.
All right, let me push the button.
And then I want you to roll a d20.
13.
Okay. So you scry.
Grows to gargantuan size.
Yes. What is the stuff that you're scrying on?
There's Cheem's
Does anybody
sword.
know what it is?
This, I think, I know there's Cheem's sword. There's I can't remember exactly what the other stuff is, because I only remember what Cheem had.
There's Gwane's headband of intellect.
Technically, Cheem's armor would still be there.
Anything magical you guys had on you
Yeah, his armor.
would probably be something the dragon would be maybe interested in picking up. But specifically the two legendary artifacts that were carried.
The Cheem's rapiers, his back, his. I'm just gonna read off everything magical that Cheem has.
Sure.
The dancing rapier, his leather armor, since it's made from a dragon. His dragon slaying.
What kind of is it magical?
It's a cold resistance studded leather.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
dragon slaying rapier, shadow strike, elven boots, gray beggar tricks, ring of jumping, and sentinel
She's
shield.
going way too fast.
Okay.
Dragon Slayer, rapier. What?
Shadow strike,
Okay, I got that.
boots of elven kind,
Okay.
gray beggar tricks,
Okay.
ring of jumping,
Boy, there's just a pile of stuff when Cheem
sentinel
died.
shield, potion of healing.
Is some of this
probably
in a
this-
bag of holding, or is this all on Cheem's person?
Some of it's in a bag of holding. So,
It's like when you kill someone in Fortnite and just all their stuff pops out.
and then there's the Swindlers of the Banished book, which is magical. Like, I'm reading stuff from his
Yep.
backpack now. Confessions of the Dark, which is magical. I think Songs of My Future is also magical. A magical book.
Yep. Very magical.
The Alchemy Jug.
Jeez, dude.
The Folding Boat could be in the stomach, so if we teleport there, remember to say,
Okay, but
I know.
most of this stuff is going to be in the bag of holding because he's not going to.
Yes, I know.
He will have adjusted what's into the bag of holding. This is not all going to be just floating free.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there like 4 of the artifacts?
There was, I know Cordelius, that's the name, had the, Sora's, no. What was it? I'm going to remember. It was the timepiece. I can't remember what it was called.
It was a time turner from Harry
And there's
Potter.
there's also the
close.
teapot thing.
The teapot thing?
Fontu's.
Fontu
Club.
thing.
Fontu's not dead. He went back.
He got the Kansas City Shuffle.
Oh yeah. But he's not here, so he might as well be dead.
Jack Cheem, Cordelius, Gwaine are the 4 that died, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
What
Gwaine
was the
had
name of
a,
that item?
didn't Gwaine have an item?
Yes, I'm trying to remember what the other one was called at the moment. Sora's Temporal Nexus. And then Gwaine had...
Ratio.
Gwaine had... the Featherweave Mantle. Nope, that was not Gwaine.
He had a Rod Pact Keeper. A Scroll of Pedigree. Like 8 daggers.
and the Shadow Veil.
Dagger, dagger, dagger. So probably the easiest thing to scry on in there would be Cheem's sword.
Or the time turner thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick your favorite.
So let's be fair, Cheem was 100% showing off the sword.
And then Nolan had... What was it? He had Varden's Will, is what Jack ended up getting. So those are the three. So, what are you scrying on?
Go with Sora's time turner.
Sora's Temporal Nexus. Come on, you're a wizard. Use the proper terminology.
Yes, Sora's timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, bibbly-bobbly.
You're out of the herd.
No!
So, you zoom in on this item. And does scrying give audio?
So it basically gives me a little invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target that I can see and hear through, as though I was there.
Okay. So, it is pitch black in this area. Slight glows of red occasionally throughout the area.
But I do have dark vision.
All right.
And if I see as though I was there, I would
Yeah.
see it in dark vision.
Yeah. With the little pulses of red, you gain a visual that is kind of like the inside of a bag, a large bag. And you hear a sound that I'm going to try to do. And it's it's kind of a low thrumming sound. I'm not sure how to make that noise without sounding like a horse, but it's not a horse. It was a little more rasp to it. There you go. I'll let Evan be our audio sound effects tonight. It's not quite that fast, but it's slow and rhythmic along those lines. And that is
Okay.
what you see.
I see the inside of a bag with red light and a rhythmic thrumming sound.
Correct.
Sorry, I'm saying this in character.
Are you like looking at the guts of the dragon, man?
I assume it's its treasure gizzard. Oh wait, sorry, I have to do Crampernam's voice. I assume that it is the treasure gizzard.
I have one of those.
Yo, that's pretty cool. But also that sounds like kind of tricky to get in and out of.
Yes.
Can you see an exit?
Well, as we all know, the treasure gizzard exits via the cloaca. It's like a combination butthole pee hole. So everybody. So are we all going, or are we just sending or Carrick? Not Chloric.
Well, like, I feel like that would almost be sending him to his death, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So are we sending everyone, or just Carrick?
Wait. What if we just teleported him in there, and then he used his gate stone to come back?
It is a very real possibility, and I am confident that I can get whatever we need without him noticing that I am there.
Let's just shove it into the bag of holding if you have one. Probably.
Okay. The dragon can probably bid him out. If he notices that he's in there. So, like, maybe we all need to go so that way we can distract the dragon while Carrick goes digging in its cloaca.
So I've got a handy haversack. Number one, number two, I am wildly proficient at both stealth and sleight of hand. So it is a very real possibility that I can get in there, get what we need, and get out without him even knowing that I was there.
And I can polymorph you into a bug, so that way you're tiny and it's really easy for you to get in.
Oh, Dick. Also, question out of character. If you polymorph me into a bug, I lose all of my abilities, do I not?
Yes, you are a bug.
That would suck so hard.
Including your intelligence.
Yeah.
Um,
What the fuck
he-
am I like for?
Crampernap would also be aware that scrying, if you have a body part of the creature or something, the save is a lot better for you. And people definitely came back covered in that dragon's blood yesterday.
Ah, crap, I took a bath last night.
Well, did you get between your toesies?
Come on, man, you gotta make sure you get all the important parts, like behind the ears, in the belly button.
You do have to wash behind your ears. Sorry, that was a conversation yesterday that I had with one of my kids. No, you have to clean behind your ears with soap. So we're still at the impasse of, do we send Thomas and he tries to steal stuff and then comes back with his gatestone, or
Gatestone
do
takes
we all
a minute.
go? Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Cramper Nap is not that concerned about the safety of Carrick.
I am
That's-
shocked.
That is
Like-
10 stealth rolls for Mr. Thomas for Mr. Carrick, from inside the dragon.
That
who at least
should
you
be
know
cake.
has true sight.
But
I am-
he uses true sight on his own treasure gizzard.
All you would know about true sight is at least he's very perceptive.
Question about true sight as well. If I was able to cast, what the hell is it? Darkness. Would his true sight be able to see through that?
Make
Yes.
a
Alright.
Arcana check.
Shut up. Ooh, right. That would be a 15.
You're not 100% sure, but you feel like it might help.
So I bring that up to the group. All right, guys. Here is the secondary possibility. Most dragons do have true sight. So if that is the case, I mean, I am pretty proficient in everything that I can do. I also have the ability to cast darkness, and I don't know if true sight is something that we can work around with darkness or if we're screwed. But I think I can make that work still.
Well, I feel like a decent possibility might be also just to, like, distract the dragon. Like, if we're just hurling a ton of attacks at it, something tells me it's going to be a little too focused on killing us to be too terribly concerned about you trying to, like, sneak in.
I mean, yeah, probably.
So, like, we teleport Carrick into the gizzard, and then the rest of us just teleport to the dragon.
If it's not flying, that is.
I
Well,
mean,
even
I don't know
so,
about
I
the rest,
can-
but I can fly, so...
I can also fly up there and get it.
Do it. Does it look like
So-
I can fly?
Me and Carrick go into the dragon, And
Do I
Cramp
just
Nap
try
and
again
Theros.
and look at the dragon?
I believe you're muted, sir.
What was that, Crampernap?
Should we
Try
scry again on the dragon instead
Yes.
of the treasure?
Yes.
Okay. What the fuck is it? All right. So it's a DC 37. Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, I can't make that.
You can use a legendary resistance.
Would he know though? It's not like he's fighting.
No, so
I don't think that's how that works with I think the DM just decides if legendary resistances work, like the creature
doesn't.
choose.
think he has to be aware though, and if he fails that hard, the purpose of scry is to be unaware. Like
Yeah.
Because I want the story to progress, he's not using a legendary resistance.
Okay.
But roll a
Although,
d20. Roll a d20 for me. Although,
How many legendary resistances do we have left?
it's a new day.
it's a new day.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a new
you're
dawn.
It's a 4.
Nice. Roll a d100 for me. But well,
Yep.
finish what you're gonna say first.
For you, it is an invisible sensor. So with True Sight,
He
that
can see
does impact it.
Yes, it would.
So he didn't stop it from appearing, and it doesn't say it can be impacted or affected at all, except for I guess like dispel magic or counter spell.
Correct.
But he'll know someone's looking at his butthole.
Correct.
56.
56. So, as Crampernap casts the scrying spell, all of you watching him suddenly notice that all of his gnomish hairs fall out. And he is now completely bald everywhere.
Is it that scary?
A surprising amount comes out from underneath his robe. Like Christmas tree in March.
Oh God.
Crampernap, while this is happening to you,
You okay?
he's in the middle of a spell right now. He's
can't
occupied.
see or hear.
Oh, that's bad.
So Crampernap, you are taken up and out like you always are with a scry spell up over the castle that you're currently standing in, and you zoom off in kind of a westward direction, and it through the clouds and the haze it zooms in on a morning scene of a sleeping great worm laying not too far away from a cliff in a pine forest. And as he's sleeping, you realize that the thrumming sound you heard before was snoring. And you would imagine that a dragon of this magnitude probably hasn't done a lot of physical activity in the last 100 to 200 years. He hasn't been heard of much. He hasn't been an active dragon. And you'd imagine he's sleeping off the day before. It was a lot of work fighting that other group. He does shift a little in his sleep, as if he's a little uneasy, like he feels somebody's watching him, but not enough to wake up and disturb his slumber anyway at this time.
Now's our chance. He's sleeping.
Can we all go investigate?
Are you okay?
You seem that looking at the dragon seems like to scared you.
Also, You're whiter than me now.
Well, you're a drow?
Cramping just touch your beard.
Okay. He bends down and grabs a handful of hair from by his feet.
You knew this was happening?
Well, I felt a lot of hair fall off my body.
Uh,
I didn't think you'd be aware of anything like that. That's
It got cold in there.
I mean, it's not expected, but
is it a bit drafty?
I have to say, I feel lighter.
I guess that'll help me moving around if we have to go fight that thing.
We could oil you up, and you'll slide right in and slide right out.
Like, I weigh probably 8 pounds lighter. And considering I weighed only 40 pounds before, that's
Oh
impressive.
no.
ugh.
Evan, it's the scene from like the Watchmen TV show where he just oils himself up and slides down the storm drain.
Please no.
You want I can just quickly get a link to it.
So, you now know the dragon's location. You know his activity. What is your game plan?
I don't think it could. It's gonna. I don't know how. Do we know how light of a sleeper a dragon is?
Well, he was already starting to stir an invisible, silent eye. So light. But I still vote we teleport Eric.
I mean, we probably should teleport ourselves to outside. I don't know. Do half and half because I'm not that stealthy, and you're gonna be tied to me.
Oh, you're covered in gnome hair now.
Oh, I forgot.
He was on your back. Yeah, and you're furry, so it's all like stuck.
It's all. You're gonna need one of those like flea brushes to get it all out.
When you give yourself your cat bath later, you can have some unique hairballs.
You think Heroes isn't gonna know? I should probably wash myself with regular water so I don't, lick up his nose first.
You're gonna mat it into the hair, man. I don't get rid of it.
That's a
Brush
problem
it
for
out
hair roast
first.
later.
Well, okay.
It's just covering.
Only
It's
one-
just covering his back.
So, no matter how we slice this, Crampernamp has to be one of the people that teleports into the gut of the dragon. Because he's
What?
the only one that's seen it, and in order to teleport, you also have to go.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Can't just send somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Sorry about that.
we could, or I just send Eric.
Not Sam.
Teleportation requires that somebody go.
Yeah, I send Eric.
No, the caster has to go with teleportation.
The spell son of a bitch just says you and or a single object. And
Yes.
I don't think of Carrick as a person. I can send him.
I mean, would it have to come up to the person's interpretation of a person?
No,
That part?
it comes to D&D's interpretation.
Yeah, boing way.
Comes down to Mistra's interpretation of what a person is.
Unfortunately,
Nothing,
teleportation circle does not help either. The
No, you'd
caster
have
has
to
to
have a
go.
circle in the...
Dragon.
The caster doesn't have to go with teleportation circle, but you'd have to have a circle in the dragon.
Correct.
Alright, so Carrick and Crampernham go into the dragon. Or
let's
we all
let's-
go.
Let's just send everybody into the dragon and roll with the punches.
I'm good with this.
Okay, just
At-
keep
at
talking.
no
keep
point
talking. I'm not stopping none of
does-
this.
This is a horrible idea
Why?
because only one of us can get in there unnoticed, unless you guys plan on going into the lair and then teleporting me. Why would you teleport everyone into the dragon?
To get the stuff.
Yeah, then we all have a turn, basically, to grab something. Rather than Carrick having to spend multiple turns in there trying to pick everything up.
You all hate me anyway. Let me go in there and die with dignity.
You can't go by yourself,
So-
Carrick.
You can't go alone. It's at the minimum is you.
I mean,
and
I'm
Cramp.
pretty sure if he dies, he's just gonna straight up poison the dragon.
True. I basically, if I die, I'm just going to leak toxic waste into it for the rest of forever.
Yes, but
Like, doesn't he just straight up explode if he dies?
I'm basically
the
just
thought
going to leak
going
Taco
through
Bell
Yam's
into his
mind
gut.
right now is, do we really want to send the two characters who hate each other the most into the most critical part of this mission by themselves?
Yes,
could
because no
forge
matter
a new
what
bond.
happens, one of two things is going to be the end. We're either going to find a way to get along and resolve our differences, or one of us is going to die and the other person's going to be fine. And
Okay, but here's
our
the other thing too.
issues will be resolved
Crampernamp is
regardless.
also the only one that knows where the dragon is.
Yeah.
Did he not share that
So-
with us after he lost all of his body hair?
Yam
No.
can't teleport a second group to the dragon because Yam doesn't know where the dragon is.
I can describe it, but that's
Yeah,
a
I'd be taking
1 in 30 chance.
right. You could use like major image to present a picture of it, I guess.
No, major image just makes things look like dick butt. That's all that spell can do.
It just shows the dragon's mouth open, that's it.
So like, I really think the best option here is just for all of us to teleport into the dragon.
Grab shit and go, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
But that wildly increases our risk of being caught and a battle ensuing with a dragon that is probably wildly out of our league.
Okay.
Or
But
we teleport in, we have a surprise round,
we grab our
and
stuff.
Crampernamp catches Wish to turn the dragon into something weak and lame.
Crampernamp cannot cast Wish for another 3-4 days.
He can, but he'll explode.
Yes, that sounds like a fantastic idea.
Guys, let's just get along. Let's just do this. We all just go in. Our odds of dealing with this are better as a group than by ourselves. Grab our stuff, and then we get out of there.
I agree.
I just would like be able to help in a way that has.
Haros, what's your opinion?
I'm not really stealthiest, so if our plan is to grab shit as quick as we can, hopefully I can grab as much shit as I can. Since I don't think Crampernamp can do anything.
I can carry 45 pounds.
What do you mean you're gonna be tied to my back?
Bend over. Backwards.
So you want me to just grab something, fall backwards, and you just grab
It's a-
something behind me?
It's a pretty tight space in there. I feel like the chances that something is going to be right next to everybody is pretty high.
Yeah. So just set Crampernamp on the ground and let him.
Yeah, basically, just roll over.
Yeah. Or we could also give him the potion of Hell Giant Strength,
No,
so
I
his
think we should.
legs are throttled out.
We should. Okay, Carrick, you've been outvoted.
God, we're gonna die so quickly.
We're not gonna die!
How fast could cast teleport?
I can do that in one action. And I can do it 3 times. If I do nothing else.
Just leave Keg behind. Alright. The silence speaks a lot of words.
Alright, Carrick is nodding his head. He's mouthing the words, "You can kill me." I know it's hard to pick up on the video, but
Grandpa Namp, I'm just saying, if we teleport there and back, and one of us is missing, then there's gonna be a big problem.
I have never abandoned a teammate.
We
Or
need every.
Carrick. Grandpa Namp has never abandoned a teammate. He doesn't trust Carrick. He's
We at least
never
need
abandoned.
the hands to grab as much stuff and teleport away.
Yeah, I'm absolutely on board. It sounds like we have our plan. We're gonna all teleport into the gizzard. What are you looking for?
He lost his thought. That's what he's looking for.
What does it look like?
I don't know. That's why he lost it.
So, are you gonna teleport? Is that the plan? You gonna go for it?
Okay, so before we take off, Crampernamp should drink the potion.
Yeah, so he can grab as much shit as he can.
So he has some strength.
I can carry 45 pounds. That's a lot.
Can you
You
walk
have
right
a
now?
strength of 3 at the moment.
I do have a strength of 3. That's mobile.
Can you
It's more
Can
than
you-
0.
can you physically hold something in your hand without going limp?
Something.
Baby, I never have a trouble going limp.
I'm talking about your hands going to noodle, turning to noodles.
Nothing in my hands turned into noodles.
Drink the potion, darn it.
I have
The
100 of these.
potion, darn it.
It's not like he can cough it up if we shove the bottle down his throat.
No, Yam is actively forcing the bottle into Crampernamp's mouth right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Crampton
just
can't even
going-
stop him.
He was just going like this to his mouth.
So, Crampton,
Drink your medicine.
you try to fight him off as they're making you drink this potion, and
He's
then
just going.
suddenly you feel invigorated, and you throw them off of you as your strength is now 21, I think, with a potion of Hill Giant strength.
Hill
Yeah.
Giants, there it is. Sorry, I'm just adding it to my equipment, and then I should be able to use it.
Nope, D&D Beyond isn't nice like that. You have to add a temporary modifier to the stat.
Yeah.
We're switching to paper after this campaign, D&D Beyond.
Click on your
This
strength
is
score.
stupid.
Click on your strength score. There's a box that says override score. You put the 21 in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to do that to set it to 3, but that's just stupid.
It's
For
one
the
of
next hour, Crampernamp is buff.
Yeah, I just just feels him just get roided out and grab his hands, throws them down. Do you whip out of the harness?
Ow!
You want
Very
to
soothing.
And then Yam is going to use the produce flame cantrip to put a little flickering flame in his palm, so that way we have light when we get in there.
We can
Alright.
see in the dark.
I think everybody's got dark vision. Does Yam have dark vision?
I don't think he does.
He might be the only one.
Are you done?
No, we're still playing.
It's under your senses.
Oh, I do have dark vision. Only in
Sweet.
shades of red.
I think everybody has dark vision of some shape.
That being said, though, if it is dark enough in there, technically, because dim light becomes normal light, darkness becomes dim light. If we want the best odds of being able to find the stuff that we want, having some light helps.
Correct.
Because then it makes basically the whole thing to everybody in here basically like daylight.
Oh, so yeah, it'd probably be best to have
Sunlight.
So I will have my little palm flame, which specifically per the spell does not do damage, Dylan. Specifically,
It's fine.
in case you were trying to get any ideas there.
He's immune to fire damage. You're not going to hurt him with fire. The red thrumming is fire within his body.
No,
roiling
I was
around.
saying as in,
For you?
oh, you teleport in there and the flame blows up and damages everybody.
Oh, no. It's not gas. This isn't his gas chamber. That's different. So, Crampernamp cast teleport.
And
Give me a d20 roll.
jigga 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 bop. 19 that time.
Okay. Give me a
Boo.
d100 roll for the teleport.
All right. $33.
33. Oh boy. Okay.
He's now
So-
weak again.
The teleportation. Oh my gosh. Ooh, okay. I don't have a table, so we're gonna just pick a place on the map. Okay, so you go to cast teleport, and you guys feel the normal sensation of teleporting, and then suddenly something goes wrong, and it doesn't feel right. And instead of the heat that you were expecting from inside the dragon, you suddenly feel cold as you land on a mountainside in the snow, and you each will take force damage once I find the right dice, as
Yeah,
the
like
teleportation spell went incorrect.
We do have an associated object.
You do? Yeah, you do have blood.
Yeah, the blood.
Okay, then you didn't need to make a D100 roll.
That's okay. You can still give us the force damage.
I'm not going to, because that is incorrect. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. Okay. Actually, force damage might not be a bad idea inside there.
Do
Okay.
it.
So if I said it's about the size of a minivan, there's 4 of you. 2 of you are quite large.
Basically, Harris is just crouching down for
You can
in
fit
preparation.
5 fat dudes in a grand caravan, Dylan.
Huh?
You can fit 5 fat dudes in a grand caravan.
I know, but I'm trying to think how much stuff is in there already.
So 3d10. 3d10
I'll
force
be
damage.
fair.
is not
It'll
that
also
much.
be equal damage to the dragon.
Can I soak the dragon's damage and then he doesn't take damage? He doesn't realize that we just teleported into his treasure sack?
How would you do this?
By magic.
Do you have magic that does this?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a spell?
Yes.
It's a reaction?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to need a d20 roll.
It's disintegrate?
Disintegrate on the damage?
Yes. I disintegrate the
You
damage.
can't disintegrate damage.
It needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
You can't react. No. Stop. Quit making up stuff.
I got way further with that than I thought I would.
I was so confused. Because there is stuff where you can soak up the damage of a creature you can see.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Disintegrate.
No.
You disintegrate the damage.
Alas, if only it were not force damage.
Yeah. 17 points of force damage each, please.
What's half of that?
You get to half force damage?
Yeah, approach of shielding. Gives me resistance to it.
Half of 17 would be 9.
Okay.
Can I get a group? How do I want to do this? Everyone make a stealth check.
Okay.
Oh man, this is gonna go great. Wait,
Disadvantage, baby.
don't I have a Sverblin thing for stealth? Non-detection.
17.
Carrick?
No, it's just magic.
Carrick?
Oh,
Stealth check?
yeah, I do have that. I can do sniffable and camouflage and do it at advantage. I thought there was a thing with that. Yes,
Can't hear you, Thomas.
stealth.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, also, Yam popped his wings before we teleported to.
Okay. Can't hear you at all, Thomas. But I think you said 34.
So I got a 22.
Nice. So,
It's the Furblet.
I'm assuming Heroes is the one that alerts it.
actually, Yam rolled a 14.
No, a 17.
I got 14.
You rolled a 14. Yeah. That is way below its passive perception.
Yeah. The highest I could get was a 22, and I have disadvantage on stealth.
But we should still get a surprise round because he had no idea we were coming.
Correct. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this happen.
Crampernamp uses unarmed strike.
His punches actually do damage now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is such made up new area. Just bear with me while I think about this.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. Everything's made up.
True, but there's no framework for this. This is new. Anyway, here's the board that you guys can see.
Oh, I should
With
probably
the
open Tailspire.
Sleeping Dragon.
Ooh, Unknown Realm 3.
Yeah, I actually made a board today. I mean, I used slabs, but
Do you use Slavic people?
I did. So, the teleport punches
Oh,
you
man, I'm loading
into the
Tailspire.
inside of the dragon. And it is pitch black. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
That's more like it. 5.
Dylan, what board are we on?
10.
Unknown Realm 2. Just because I said roll initiative doesn't mean I'm ready for it. So I got to roll initiative too, but I don't know what his initiative bonus is.
Negative 48.
All right, so 25 to 30.
Hang on, I'm mathing. No.
Okay.
Just no.
20 to 25.
20.
Thomas, did you roll initiative? Do you want me to do it for you? I can. I'm a good roller. I rolled 3. Thomas got 25.
$15 to 20. 10 to 15. 5 to
Why?
10.
Wyatt got 10, I got 5.
Wow.
Split initiative.
Heroes is not that good with
You guys all wrote. You got 5, 10, 20, 25. Too bad you didn't get a 15 in there. All right, so inside the darkened space, Carrick, you are up.
Thomas is first.
Didn't Yam have the flame on?
Yes.
Yes,
so
it is
there's
not
light.
pitch black. There is yet light.
So the goal is to steal, not to hurt, right?
Yes.
Yes, at the moment.
Inside the space, you see 7, 8 sacks. Some of them, it's hard to tell for sure whether they're bags of holding or burlap or what they are. You see 7 or 8 sacks, and some scattered magical items.
So I don't know if Thomas can hear you. He says 2 seconds.
Thomas, are
He
you
says
having a
Dylan's-
night or what?
He's saying
Dylan, how are you
Dylan, stop
ruling-
being impatient.
How are you ruling picking something up? Is that a full action?
Usually it's a full action. I will say if you grab
All right.
blindly,
Here we go.
you can grab 2 items.
Yes.
If you grab with, if you do it, if you look, if you can grab 2 items if you use your action and your bonus action, but if you use your action to look, you can grab 1 item. Does that sound fair? To like study what you're grabbing. Or
I want to
just
use action
be
search
aware.
so I can grab more.
So, Carrick, you are up first. You are in a dimly lit, minivan-sized treasure sack, and almost as soon as you land, you hear some disturbance within the dragon. The ground starts to shift beneath your feet, and you see around you 7, 8 sacks. Not sure if they're bags of holding or if they're sacks. It's a little bit dim, hard to tell in this quick lighting, and we'll say 10 scattered magical items. So if you want to use your action to look for a specific item, you can do so, and then use your bonus action to pick it up, or you can just grab at will and pick up 2 items. That's up to
Because our
you.
main targets here are the artifacts.
I will take my bonus action to find whatever artifacts we need to grab.
Okay, so you're
And
gonna.
I will make sure I use sleight of hand if possible to make sure it goes bonus.
Okay, I think your audio's still coming in through Pete's mic, and that's the only way we can hear you. I don't know why all of your mics are broken. So
Love you, Thomas.
you roll a investigation check for me.
It's 19.
19, 18.
18, 1-8.
1-8. I was so close. I thought you said 17. Then I'm like, no, he said 19, and you said 18. I was wrong on all 3 accounts. 18. Looking around, you do see one thing sticking out to you as the temporal nexus. So you can use your bonus action to go ahead and scoop that up.
Can you hear me now?
Now we got you.
Can you actually hear me? Or
No, I could hear you.
testing?
We got you.
You do?
We got you.
Okay.
So you go ahead and scoop up Sora's temporal nexus, and that is your. There's not really anywhere to move to. That is your action and your bonus action. So that will take us to Yam's turn. Keep in mind what you're holding.
Yes. How clumped up is a lot of this stuff?
Well,
Get.
if you had 8 burlap sacks and 4 people and a handful of items and probably some gold coins all tossed into a minivan.
So would you say the vast majority of this stuff fits within a 10-foot cube?
Yes.
And would you consider the dragon to be holding or carrying them?
Yes.
Okay. Shoot. Because I was just going to cast teleport on all of it and send it back to the base.
You can only use that on one object fitting within 10 cubic feet.
You
Not
just teleport
10
together.
cubic feet of objects.
Yes, but I identify all of them as a single object, so
That's
therefore,
not how the rules work.
okay. In that case, this is where I wish I was playing tough. I will just blindly grab two things.
Okay, are you going for two objects or a sack? And an object
I
or
will
two
go
sacks?
For
You, you can grab
let
two
me just grab
sacks.
two sacks real quick.
Okay.
No, Dylan, that was a joke. Come on.
Okay. So you grab
It's gonna
two.
be it's gonna be an object and a sack.
Okay.
A bit lumpy.
Roll a d10 for me.
Roll a d10.
Just for what item you get, so I don't just pick something.
Yeah, sounds good. I like this one. 8.
8. You reach for what you feel like is a sword hilt, but it's in a weird place. And you grab a sack.
So
That
I
is what
have
you got.
One sack and one sword.
Feeling object.
I grab a dick and a ball.
Yep. All right, that brings us to Haros. What you doing?
How would you rule it if Hero grabs a sack and puts it in his mouth, and then acts and surges to grab a third item? So he's holding.
It's going to depend on the sack you grab and how strong your teeth are.
I mean, he has 19 in strength, so I guess.
Is that dental strain?
I mean, because I'm gonna grab a sack and a weapon, then put one in my mouth, and then accent surge and grab another sack.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna grab. So give me a. Give me a. Oh, my brain. So you're gonna grab two sacks and one item.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a D10 roll.
It's not good. That was a D10. I didn't do it. One, two things. A 6.
Okay. You are able to grab a. Yeah, you're able to grab a shield. You knew somebody had a shield that was important.
Okay.
And two sacks. One of them feels significantly heavier than the other.
I would assume Heroes puts the lighter one in his mouth.
Okay. And that brings us to Crampernap.
Okay. Dylan,
Yes.
would you rule because we're inside of a creature, it would automatically fail a dexterity saving throw?
Well,
I mean, depends on what the dexterity throw is for. Sometimes it's on how well it absorbs something, too.
A tiny green ray springs from your pointing finger to a target you can see within range.
As you cast,
I already don't like this.
I think Evan knows.
A ray
either-
of sickness, I'm assuming.
it's either disintegrate
No.
or
It is disintegrate.
disintegrate.
He ruled that the dragon is carrying all of this.
Disintegrate does not affect magic items.
Ah, fair enough.
Does that disintegrate on a failed save, or is it a certain damage threshold?
So it disintegrates if it hits 0 hit points.
Gotcha.
And I don't think it's possible for me to put the dragon in 0 hit points.
I don't think so either. What I will do is I will give it... I can't do triple disadvantage, but I'll do disadvantage -5. What's your saving throw?
22 dexterity.
Yeah, he ain't touching that.
Alright, so this is the biggest roll that I will have this campaign. That's 19d6 plus 40.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh, this is such a terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
Hey, I was saying we should kill it.
Oh,
It's a lot easier to rob things when they're dead. Keep dropping dice. Alright, let's clear this thing.
If you roll high, it's gonna be a good chunk of damage.
It's definitely going to be awake after this.
No.
Alright. Hang on. Let me open a Word document so I can...
This is going to go
Wait,
forward.
where's my calculator? Calculator. Calculator. Alright. 10, 20... 28 plus 6. That's 34. That's the first 10 dice. So now the next 9. 10. 20. 20. Plus 12. Plus 7. Plus 40. Slightly disappointing. 117 points of damage.
That's still a nice smack. From inside the dragon, it suddenly has severe indigestion as all of you see a green ray of light shoot from Crampernamp's finger into the stomach lining. And he just kind of really goes like, boop, almost touches it. It only goes about an inch as the green sickness shoots out around the container, the gizzard you're in, the treasure gizzard as we're apparently calling it. For 117?
Yep, 117 damage.
Bro, stick to the plan, man.
I am.
Oh gosh.
Your plan?
Grab a bag.
And then for my bonus action, I will grab something.
Okay, give me a D10 roll, please.
5.
5. You reach out and grab for... There's just so many weird things that are stuck in there. You grab at... You know it's weapons of some sort. That's what you're hoping for. And you reach out and grab something and you don't really know what it is. It's just got a handle.
Wait, but we can see them.
Yes, but like in the span of 6 seconds, you're all just like, there's a thing, grab. You're not like,
Okay.
Unless we take an action.
unless
see.
you used an action to do the But he used his action to.
So by next,
Next turn, you would know
round,
what you're
we
holding.
should know what we're holding. Okay.
Correct. I'm being nice,
That's turn.
so I'm not
Yes.
like being like a
No,
dick
I was
about
just
it.
curious how that was working.
I mean, I can already guess what Kyrus is holding right now, though.
Okay.
Speaking of
All
which,
right.
that brings the top of the round, doesn't
Brings
it?
us to the top of the round, and guess what? The dragon rolled at 27.
Fuck you, dragon.
Yeah. So he, with severe indigestion, is well aware of all of you in there. He is not happy. So he is going to use his action to spit you up and void his treasure chamber. And I don't think there's any throw for you guys to make on that. So as the chamber crunches down on you and does its spitting action, that's going to be some damage, which I will figure out in a second, as you are all voided out onto the ground in front of him.
There's no way for us to resist being regurgitated.
I don't think so.
Do we want to be? It sounds like he's spitting everything out.
He is spitting everything out. He doesn't have a choice on what he spits. When he spits, it's everything. Okay, so I need to put Carrick on the map. I will let you make a saving throw to see if you're prone or not. How about that? Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm assuming 9 does not make it, so I'm on my ass.
I am flying, so
Still make the throw for me to see if you don't I have a mini for Heros? If
Yeah,
you
you
come
do.
out and can just like get up flying, or if you're like,
basically if I hit the ground.
yeah.
Yeah, you should. I know he's here.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay, where the heck is Heros?
26.
Nice. Crampernap?
I don't think I can make
Seven.
it.
Okay, so the only one that is not prone is Carrick.
Already forgot who I am, huh? That's cool.
I'm trying to find Heros and make you unprone at the same time. And I can't remember how to do that.
I don't think I can even. I know he's linked to my thing, so, and I'm pretty sure you have access.
He's not in our unique characters, which is weird, but he must be in our Hero Forge. There he is in Hero Forge. I don't know why he's not in unique characters. Status, knockdown. And
Am I in here? All right.
Yeah, you're standing there.
Do you have permission, player permission? I need to give that to too late. And we're gonna make him unique. Now I do have him. Alright. So, you guys are now out of the dragon. We're gonna change up the music, as he is no longer happy with any of you. I use that one all the time. Alright, so you guys are now standing before the dragon. He used his action to regurgitate you all and a myriad of objects. Does he get his flame breath first thing in the morning? He does not. Alright. That will be the end of his turn. Oh, damage for you guys for getting expunged. Oh, and Crampernap, I need you to make a D20 roll for your spell.
Yeah. 11.
Okay. $19 points of force damage to each of you from being expelled out of the dragon.
What's that again? Half, like 9, 8,
10.
9 again? Or
10. And that brings us to Carrick.
Question. So
Yes, sir.
this force damage, is it from being regurgitated or from falling?
From being regurgitated. He's actually laying down. But that's just the red dragon mini that I have access to at the moment. and he will say to you all, "Very, very tricky. I know you, Flaming One. You are a very persistent group.
Yeah, we tried.
Your dialogue never ceases to amaze." Carrick, you're up.
I will.
There, now he's lying down, Dylan.
Yeah, with his butt towards you.
Oh no, we can't that end.
Yeah, you came out one end or the other.
So am I able to hide? Like, I don't actually have a hide action.
No, start
Uh,
scooping up stuff off the ground.
Yeah, you can keep scooping. You do have an item in your hand, though, so you need to stow it, or draw a weapon, or scoop.
Which is why I'm trying to hide. And if
You
I can
can-
hide,
you
I
can
can
move
throw
and
the
hide.
weapon and just keep grabbing all kinds of shit without being attacked.
You can move and hide. You have your full movement.
And I'm assuming it's going to be an action for me to steal one of those things.
No, don't turn my torch off, Dylan.
Oh yeah, you are lit.
Don't turn my torch.
Yes, no?
Yes. To stow it to stow an item is going to be I'm being lenient. Usually, it's an action to interact with an object, but I will let you stow an object and grab another one with your action and bonus action, and then you can run and hide, or run and move.
Okay. All right, well, then, yeah, I'm going to steal the temporal thing that I have and then grab another item and then run and hide under one of the trees on the side, hopefully.
Okay.
So-
Anything particular you're gonna try? Or you can see a little bit better, but you still aren't. You're not taking time to search for an item. Are you grabbing a bag, which you would be able to just kind of tell the difference at a glance, from a bag of holding to a sack of goods at this point.
Okay.
Otherwise, you see other items laying around you.
I think I'm going to, if I can, I'm just quickly scanning for another ancient item to grab.
So you can make an investigation check and try to grab something next round, or if you're gonna just grab an item, you can. This is just so weird to do it this way.
Yeah, because I can't exactly be stealthy if he's awake and trying to kill everybody around me.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say be stealthy, but like.
I'm trying to find a way to tie in my acrobatics with my stealth. Try and like grab my shit and hide while prepping for my next attack. Next item to grab.
Carrick is just somersaulting and juggling his way over to a tree.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Do you want to? How about this? If you give me an investigation check, you'll know where everything is to grab next round. But you won't be able to grab anything else this round, but you'll be able to run away. And come back in next round.
That's a 15 for investigation.
15?
Yeah.
Alright, so to be grabbed next round, you will see, and the rest of you will come to discover, that Crampernamp is holding a kind of green glowing sword. Short sword. And Yam is holding a rapier. You're not sure which rapier, but he's holding a rapier. And a random bag of items. Heros is holding a shield that looks magical, a bag of holding, and one in his teeth, and he is holding a sack with random items. And you will see that there is one more bag of holding on the ground. There's a handful of sacks that look like they're holding, could be anything at all. And you'll see on the ground there is the Shadow Veil, which I think it was just a feather. Right?
What?
What was the Pete? Wasn't that just a feather, or was it a thing?
I think it was a feather.
I think it was a feather.
The Crab Ramp's got a green short sword.
Correct.
God. Who has the rapier and the random bag of items?
Yam. Yep.
And then Heroes has the magical shield and a bag of items in his teeth. And then on the ground is the Shadow Veil feather.
You see a feather amongst the items, which you were there when Gwaine found it.
Right.
And then you would see a couple more pieces of armor, a pair of boots, and another rapier laying around. So you can grab something. You will know where to grab one of those items next round. You spent your turn as you're starting to run away looking at the items and discerning which one's the right ones. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you going to move on your turn, or are you going to stay in Dragon Breath range?
I'm going to bail out of Dragon's Breath Rage, and I'm going to. I will.
If you break line of sight, you can hide as a bonus action, I believe, because of rogue
He's
shit.
technically used his bonus action to investigate.
I'll move up here. Hopefully, that's out of the way and hidden.
Okay.
I have a cunning plan.
I have a better plan.
And I will. Because I didn't get to use my bonus action yet, right?
So your action was to stow the thing, and I'm letting you use your bonus action to do an investigation check. Usually those are each an action.
Gotcha. Okay. Then that will probably be my turn.
All right. The dragon is going to use a legendary action to make an attack. And because he recognizes Yam and knows that he was dangerous before, he's going to make it on Yam. I don't have his stat block memorized. That is a... Where's the attack? Where is it? 26 to hit. Yam.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, so that will be 16 points of piercing damage, Yam.
Alrighty.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure he could reach you, but I'm pretty sure he can.
It's easy enough for him.
No, he can't. Look at him. I'm perched on that little stalactite.
He can't reach any of us because he's too tall.
Okay.
And he's got a stupid smirk on his
yeah,
face.
he can reach that. That's fine.
He looks like
Okay, that brings us to
Krusty the
Yam's
Clown.
turn.
Okay.
yeah. Good water.
So, Yam will
I'm alright, thanks.
free action drop the things that he's holding.
Okay.
Grab the rum chata.
He will say to everybody else, just try and get out of here as fast as you can, okay? He will grab... So, looking at the bags and the sacks and whatnot
Mhm.
that were spat out of here, I'm not looking for deep, super close details, just sort of a glance.
At a glance, you would be able to tell the difference between bags of holdings and regular sacks.
Do the bags of holding that I have look similar to the bags of holding that the dragon spat out?
I mean, I guess we've never determined is there a difference between manufacturers and bags of holdings.
Wouldn't think there'd
It's
be a
in my
difference.
they're They look like empty bags.
They all look like gym bags. Some are Reebok.
No,
some are-
that's the handy haversack. Come on.
Yeah.
So Yam will pull out the 2 bags of holding that he has right now. Which I believe is my action, correct?
Correct.
Oh,
Okay. I will then bonus action Misty Step.
Oops, wrong one. Okay.
I get 30 feet, right?
Correct.
I heard the same thing.
And Dylan, have we? I don't know if I've ever done this before, or I've Misty Step from prone. Would you say that I can choose to right myself as part of the Misty Step?
I don't know. I mean, when you're flying, it's weird. Because, like, you're flapping your wings, so I wouldn't imagine that you would just go like this as you fly. Like, it wouldn't take any extra movement to do that. If you're
Right.
Are you Misty stepping straight up or flying straight up?
I Misty Step straight up. That's what that movement there was.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm asking is, as a teleport spell, can I choose to exit the teleport, not prone?
I don't see a reason why not.
Okay.
I don't know how that can be abused, but I'm sure you guys will figure out a way to abuse it.
Then Yam will look at the dragon. He will hold those 2 bags of holding out in front of him and say, "Hey, big scaly red bitch! I think I got something of yours." And then I will continue to use my movement to go over here.
Okay. I see. And is that the end of your turn?
That's free action. I'm assuming that my taunting the dragon was an action.
So, you free action, you bonus action, and you pulled out 2 items. I think that's got it. Pulling out the 2 items is
Yeah,
an
you're
action.
right. Yep, sorry. That was the thing that I was factoring for was pulling the bag of holding. Yep. Okay, sorry. Nope, perfect.
Okay. And you are well within his reach.
Yep.
So he's going to use another legendary action to make a claw attack against you. This
Do it.
time, because you pissed him off, he's going to use that to grapple you as well. If he
Counterspell.
You can't counterspell an attack action. That's a 27. 28.
Counterattack.
No, excuse me, 37.
37
Disintegrate.
to hit.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Yeah,
I
that
disintegrate his attack bonus.
does. Is there a save on the grapple?
On your turn, there is.
Okay, gotcha.
You're only restrained. You're not, like,
Yeah.
immobilized. 19 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And you are now held by the dragon. In the
Cool.
arms of the angels.
I am going to glare at him.
Angrily looks at the dragon.
No,
As
not
he-
angrily.
Oh, just glare.
intensely.
Just
Yep.
intense glare.
Yep.
He will say back to you, "You fool! It all belongs to me."
We'll find out.
That brings us to Hirosa's turn.
Hmm.
Catman. I'm the Catman.
I think Heros is gonna throw the sack on him.
Okay,
That's an action, right?
correct. The,
He's gonna use
the
his
sack or
bonus
the bag
action.
of holding?
The sacks, and it's a lot heavier.
Okay.
And he's gonna go and grab an item.
Okay, you're still holding the bag of holding in your teeth
Yes.
and a shield in one hand.
Because it's not like I can put both that stove, both of them, right?
Correct.
Pierce is gonna go for, let's say, he's gonna go for one of the items.
Okay, you're gonna go for a random item.
He stands up.
Yep. So half your movement to stand up. You're gonna go for a random item.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You saw. Sure. Roll a d6 for me at this point.
Or D6. I got 3.
A 3. Okay.
Mhm.
So you reach out and grab a pair of boots.
Okay.
And now you have a big sack on your back.
Trying to figure out. Harris is 45 feet. Half of that is
22 and a half.
22 and a half. So you just figure out where he's gonna move since I'm just trying. Don't feel it. Ow, move right there. Let me quickly look at something. And that's it, because I've used my bonus action to grab stuff.
Okay. That will bring us to his third and final legendary action. He is going to make a tail attack on Carrick. I think he's still within 20 feet.
I'm also behind a tree. I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
I don't know. I think a dragon of that size can destroy a tree.
No, it's a pretty big tree.
How old is the tree? Old or?
I'd say the tree's at least 6-7 feet thick.
Actually, you know what? He is considering Carrick to be a coward because he ran away. He'll make it on Haros. 30 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
Counterspell. Gonna work one of these times.
That is 24 points of bludgeoning damage. And make a strength saving throw for me. It's like a
17.
17. You are also knocked prone by the tail. And the dragon says to you, "Where are you going, kitty cat?" And that brings us to Crampernap.
Crampernamp's gonna stand up.
The wizard. Too bad you have a beard on your mini now.
Yeah,
this
the
wizard.
shaven gnome is not. That's DLC.
I'm gonna quickly run to the bathroom.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Sure. No, not cut box. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna move 15 feet to right here. Then I am going to think this is how we do. Is that angling up?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it touching the wall?
Not quite.
It's not
There.
coming from you, though.
It doesn't have to.
Okay. You're hitting
There?
the tree right now.
Yeah, you're touching
There
the
you,
tree.
there you got it.
So about 40 feet, call it.
Sure.
Okay. So I cast Wall of Ice at 8th level. And so that's 10 10-foot square panels. So that's 80 panels plus 2,
Okay.
or 80 feet. So it's 10 feet wide going in that angle covering Crampernap to Carrick.
Okay.
As a diagonal thing.
So you just basically separated Yam and the dragon from the rest of the party?
Yes, because that's the best I can do right now.
Yep.
And it splits through the dragon's face. So the dragon needs to make another 22 dexterity saving throw.
22?
Yeah.
If it's possible.
I hope not.
That is a 16.
That's a fail. So that's 14d6, and I'm going to change it to force damage.
Okay, and that's just, is it going to move him, or is just protecting everybody
So-
from him?
That shoves him up out of the wall.
So you
Oh.
basically just cast a better wall of force.
Yes.
Dang.
Up or over?
So the wall, if the wall cuts through a creature's space when it appears, the creature within the area is pushed to one side of the wall and
Okay.
must make a dexterity saving throw.
So he's
So
being
what's-
he's being
what's-
forced out my range, right?
Yes,
Yes,
but there's
he's
a
getting
wall
pushed.
between him and you.
But it's getting pushed
Really?
up. So
Is there really a
What's-
wall between me and him?
Yes.
yes,
Crampernap
it's
is
a
casting
giant
a
wall
wall.
of ice.
What's the name of the spell? Wall of Ice?
Wall of ice.
And you want to look at it so I make sure I read it correctly.
10, 20, 26.
I'm going to need you to make a d20 roll for me, too.
Yes.
So
it
it's
was
1 foot
26,
thick.
36, 46, 47 points of damage.
Nice.
So it's a foot thick. It's got an AC of 20 and 30 hit points per 10-foot section, but it's vulnerable to fire.
Where do you see AC at 20?
If you scroll down, the wall is an object that can be damaged in this breached.
I see an AC at 12.
Sorry, what did I say?
20.
I apologize. You're correct, 12.
Okay, so
It
he's going to
doesn't-
get moved backward a little bit as he's shunted
It's not
out.
equal to your spell save DC, eh?
No,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Where's the wall on that line you just put there?
Sorry, I don't. There.
Okay.
Okay, that's why I was a bit confused because the line that you had on my screen was behind me.
Like off out of the side. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I was gonna say. Yeah, wouldn't I technically have?
So Dylan, it's a flat plane
Yep.
going from the ground towards the wall. So to push him to the other side of it would push him up into the air.
You doing it this way?
And let me switch to a thing so I don't move that around. Camera, come on. Yes, up like that. So we're down here. So it would push him up.
Make him flying.
Make him fly. It's pushing him the maximum distance away from us.
Interesting design. So like 10, 12, 15 feet up, 40 feet up?
It'd be less than that because it's basically the same angle as that line that I drew.
Gotcha.
So like there.
Like 10 feet-ish.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
And Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, but Yam would probably be like right here right now, right?
Well, I didn't need to spin him. Right there.
Right there?
Yep. You would have moved with him.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay. Intriguing. Protection. Nice. What did you get in
At
your
least
D20
try.
roll?
Sorry.
D20 or 100?
D20 first.
It was 6.
Okay, still just a D. Yep. All right. Then that brings us to the dragon's turn.
Oh, the secondary effect of wall of ice is that the creature dies.
Oh, you see, I wasn't aware of that when I read the spell just a minute ago. I must
Yeah.
have missed that. It must have been in the cliff notes.
You got to look at the legacy version.
Well, it's actually
Gotcha.
it's in the Pete's notes.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna roll for fire breath. Did not get the fire breath.
Ah, come on.
Steamed
I
up all
wanted
that
to
ice.
put me point blank and come out basically unscathed on the other side.
Well, it wasn't you I was worried about. It was that ice wall was gonna get melted big time. He is gonna use his movement to begin flying, so he doesn't fall. Sorry,
He's turned
he's-
into a green dragon.
He's
He
now
turned
he's now
green.
green. He is not going to move though, necessarily. I just need to put him in the correct position based on where our yam is. And then he is going to make bite attacks at Yam because he's holding him, or make his bite attack at Yam.
Come at me, bitch.
And because he's holding you grappled, it's at advantage, which I'm just net 20 hunting at this point. One off again.
Well,
Bite
give
attack.
me the numbers because that way
Yeah.
I know if something drops low enough that I can shoot.
Trying to figure out why he's green now.
19 plus 18 is 37.
If you roll a number, can he roll lower than a 20?
Yes.
Okay. If you roll a 20 or lower, let me know.
Okay. 15 points of piercing damage. And 16 points of fire damage.
So 8 points of fire damage.
What was the damage the dragon took, Pete? I already forgot. I missed writing it down. It was 54
All right.
from that wall of ice.
Sorry, I had my headphones off. I was throwing away a can. Yes, it was 54.
I forgot to mark it down.
Does
And
the
it was-
dragon look like he's still damaged at all from yesterday?
I mean, not really. You think he might not have all of his full capabilities back, but
Okay.
he is a legendary dragon.
Well, and I take it he probably got the equivalent of a long rest, so.
Yeah.
Hey,
Uh,
I've given it about 160 damage.
You have, honestly.
2 turns.
yeah, he's caused a shit ton of damage. Okay, so the dragon is going to fly over here with Yam. How wide is this wall, Pete? Covering you guys?
It's 20 feet wide,
Okay. So he actually won't hardly be able to reach you, potentially.
except for the part where the dragon is, which is 30 feet, because I had 2 extra panels.
So, but if he moves over here...
Yeah, that's where it's 30 feet.
Oh, I see.
Any direction that you move him, it's 30 feet.
Okay. He is just going to line up just in case he gets his breath weapon back then.
Okay.
And then he's going to use his free hand to make claw attacks on Yam since the rest of you are being cowards.
I'm not a coward.
No, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing, collecting the stuff and GTFO.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Anybody here was made to 1v1 a red dragon, it's Yank. So
That's a hit. And that at the lowest there, I got a 22.
yeah, that still hits.
Okay. For two claw attacks. That'll be 16 plus 20 36
Breakout
points.
damage.
36 points of slashing damage.
No fire?
Not on his claw attacks.
Okay, it's just the bite attacks.
Correct.
Gotcha.
All right, that brings us to Carrick. You know, and you're protected by a sheet of ice at this moment, but you know where the next item is.
And I can use my bonus action to pick up that item, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So,
However, there is a sheet of ice between you and the dragon right now.
okay. So I will, I'm assuming, swing down here,
Yep.
grab the next item.
Okay.
I'm sorry, hang on. This is 10 feet. And, oh, these are the, wait, where's the wall?
See that angled line?
Yes.
Pretend it extends 10 feet in both directions to the left and right.
Oh, okay.
And that's
And I
where
will
the wall
go
is.
Back up here.
Effectively, he can't see you through it.
Cool. After, what was the second item that I grabbed?
You went and picked up the feather.
The feather. Thank you.
So you have
Quick, eat
two of the three items.
Quick, eat it. That's how you activate the feather. You eat it.
And then I will use my action to cast a spell I have been waiting to cast forever and a day. I will look up at the dragon who called me a coward and
There
say,
is a sheet of ice between you and the dragon.
"That's fine."
You can't see through the sheet of
See
ice.
the dragon.
What?
You can't see through the sheet of ice. It is a foot thick.
Yeah, but I know where he's at.
What spell are you casting? Does it say you have to see it, be able to see the target?
No.
Okay.
So
What spell
I
are you
will
casting?
I will look up at him and say, "Oh God, what was I going to say? I had something good to, and I just lost it." Well, anyway, I just look back and go, "Coward, huh?" And I will point my finger up at him, and I am going to cast Circle of Death. And that is a 60-foot sphere surrounding him, and not. I'm shifting it over out of the way of. I'm sorry, Evan. Are you talk this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. To make sure it doesn't hit Yam.
Okay,
And that is a
You do have to be able to see the point where you cast it.
I think you can see through the ice.
It doesn't say you can't.
Because it would be literally depends on what type of ice it is. If it's like an ice, if it's like a glacial ice, then no. If it's like ice from like a lake, probably.
Can you cast a spell through a pane of glass?
So, okay. Under Wall of Fire, it states that the wall is opaque. But there's nothing in Wall of Ice saying that it's opaque.
Also, from what I can tell, if you look at the angle of my character versus the wall of ice, the dragon is slightly above it, so I can get a general sense of where he's at.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to break anything. Go ahead and cast it. Roll a d20
So-
for me.
That is it is instantaneous and it is a Constitution saving throw of 19.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make a d20 roll. For reference, the wall of ice is this wide.
Thank you.
Why am I making a d20 roll?
You'll find out, potentially.
Magic.
This is what made Crampernamp's hair fall out.
That is a 15.
Okay,
Now.
that is a 30 on the con save.
Okay, so take half damage.
Yes, they added cubes in one of the last updates. It's awesome.
So you could make the panel with that.
I don't know if you can angle it like that.
Probably not yet. I think we have a general idea what's going on. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Cool.
Box.
Can I borrow a d6 from you?
Yes. How many?
New rule: if you don't have
18.
enough dice for the spell,
Purple die.
you can't use it.
Luckily, you can just re-roll dice.
Luckily,
right.
you can just use the D&D and Beyond.
Actually, if we did that in the upcoming Cyric fight, I just wouldn't have enough dice to play the game.
Yikes.
That's how we win.
Like Monopoly. If you buy all the hotels, then nobody can build any of their own.
That's
Those
the
were
Browns
some
bases.
extremely shit rolls. Yeah, that's fucking horrible. That is 18 points of necrotic damage reduced to 9.
Did you roll d6s or d8s, Thomas?
Those were 6s.
Those are 6s.
Well, the spell calls for
Far-
d8s, so I don't know why
Well,
you'd roll
son of a
d6s.
bitch.
It says target takes 8d6 necrotic damage.
On what planet? Oh, I'm on the 2024 one. I thought you were on the 2024 one.
What?
Why would they up it in 2024?
Because it's the circle of death and d6s are stab. I mean, it's the circle of death. It should be something like more extravagant, but no. It's,
Yeah, they upgraded that to d8s in the
Well,
2024 rules, but we're not using those
I
rules, so
will leave it. I will leave it to DM calling. Do you want me to use the
We're-
d6s or would you like me to reroll for d8s?
we're not using the 2024 rules.
So no.
So
So no
it's
D8s.
d6s.
Okay. Well,
Buck
then it
Wizards
is-
of the Coast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that would be 18 reduced to 9 points of necrotic damage, and I'll go fuck myself.
All right. Wow, after Crampernap deals 160 points of damage,
In
Carrick
14 seconds.
does 9. Sorry, Carrick.
That was my highest level spell. Isn't it the saddest thing in the fucking world?
What level did you cast it at?
6th level.
Okay, it is a 6th level, so you didn't upcast it at all.
No, I can't cast anything higher than that.
That sucks. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
man.
What an ass-tastic spell. I'm never using that shit again.
I can guess why they probably upped the dice in the 2024 rolls. At that point,
It
just
has no
big.
secondary effect? Holy crap, that's a bad spell.
It's a horrible spell, actually. For 6th level, 8d6 sounds cool, but a fireball is 96 at level 3. But this
Yeah.
is a 60-foot radius, so if you were fighting an army, that'd be pretty cool. Plus, it's a Constitution save versus a Dex save.
Fair, but most monsters are better at con saves anyways.
Yeah, this would be for like an army, is where that spell would really come in handy. And it has a 500 gold piece cost for material components. Like, it's a pretty bad spell.
Is that consumable?
Does not say it's consumed, it just says you need it on you.
Okay.
Alright, Dragon's gonna use a legendary action to punch Yam again. He's just gonna keep punching Yam, because he can't
Oh.
get at anybody else.
Let's go.
Magic wall.
So that's a 36 or 26. 36 because there's advantage. So that is... I can never remember the dice on these ones. 18 points of slashing damage. And that brings us to Yam's turn.
Alrighty. 5 seconds here. So, first question, Dylan.
Yes.
Action?
Yes.
More than 2 shakes and you're playing with it.
Okay.
Interacting with an object is an action.
Yep, that's just wanted to double check.
Shut up, Pete.
I don't
Alright,
know.
so what are you
Mine
gonna
is the
do with
bonus
your
action
bonus
sometimes,
action?
so.
What are you gonna do with your 6 seconds there, Evan?
Bonus action will be Unearthly Recovery to restore 99 hit points.
Lame. What were you down to, out of curiosity? Because I don't keep track anymore.
68 of 197.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it was a
plenty of hit
tank.
points.
somehow made a sorcerer an absolute beast.
Well, you are level 20. Just keep that in mind.
19.
Hey,
19.
Crippernips at
But,
82
like,
hit
he
points.
hasn't actually gained that much experience or HP since like level 15.
That unearthly recovery is really good, though.
It is.
And I think that's a
And
racial feat.
So is the tough feat. So I'm getting an extra 2 hit points every level.
That's nice. So,
Um.
you bolster yourself, look into the
Yep.
dragon's eyes.
Well, actually, first I look down to everybody else.
They're kind of wavy through the ice.
Yep.
Hi.
I'm gonna yell at everybody. Look, guys. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Tell my brother I love him. Then I'm gonna look at the dragon and say, "You thought they were yours."
So, as that happens, Yam and the dragon, as the bags of holding enter each other, creating a portal to the astral plane,
You're muted, by the way.
sucking in both Yam and the dragon.
Anything else
They-
within 10 feet of us, out of curiosity?
There is nothing else within 10 feet of you.
Some
Okay.
trees.
I don't
Pull
know.
in the top of a tree, maybe? Pull in the
Let me
top.
double check.
Some ice.
There is nothing within 10 feet of you besides the
Ah,
Damn.
dragon. Lame. Random bird flies by.
whoop.
As a blue and black void opens up, and you guys briefly see purple stars through the hole as the dragon and Yam are sucked right into the portal and disappear. And they disappear. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
Disappear. And that brings us to Hirosa's turn.
Here's just gonna
Careful standing up. Don't go through the wall.
get up.
You might bonk your head on the wall, Hiros.
As it's from the ground. Why would I bonk my head on it? How tall? How big is it?
So-
Yeah.
It's a foot thick, and you'd have to like crouch where you're standing right now.
Oh, so. Okay. Pierce is gonna stow the shoes away,
Okay.
and he's gonna go back to that loot pile and grab another item.
Okay. Are you going to use your action to, or at this point you can kind of see what's left, and basically what we're looking at is one more
What
bag
if
of
you-
holding.
What is the shield he is holding, actually? I should have probably asked that.
That is Cheem's shield.
So, okay, I'll just add that to his inventory.
Okay, and then there is a one more rapier on the ground, and a bag of holding, a few more miscellaneous sacks, and leather armor. That is what's left on the ground.
I think Heros is gonna grab let's say just the rapiers and just a rapier and just start putting it away.
Okay.
I should have probably asked what type of shield Heros is holding, since I was assuming
It's a sentinel shield, but I believe that requires attunement.
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
I was double checking that because I figured it was that Sentinel shield. It's just there.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else, or that'll bring us to Cramper now?
I guess. No, I've already used my bonus action picking up another item, no, I need to actually pick up another item, so
You currently have a
That'd
bag
be
of
my-
holding in your teeth.
I still have.
You stole the elven boots,
Yeah,
and
that
you
was my
have a
action.
sack in one hand, and now you just picked up a rapier, so you have no hands or teeth available.
Okay, so yeah,
You can
then that's it.
mumble through your bag of holding.
I mean, could I start putting the sack in like a bag of Harris's bag of holding?
Your hands are full at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
That will bring us to Crampernap.
I'm going to drop the wall of ice.
All right.
So it was concentration.
Okay.
And I am going to. Do I have? I think I have it.
You would be able to feel from the arcane energy emanating out from the thing in the short sword you picked up. That was Varden's will. Just you would know that based on your experience with magic, which would be the third item.
No. I'm Sorry, I'm trying to look for a communication spell to reach out to Yam. Okay. All right. Yes, sending does work for it. All right.
There's a 5% chance it doesn't make it.
5% is pretty low.
All right. So.
Roll a d20. If you get a 1, it doesn't make it.
16.
Okay, the spell will make it.
Taking out his Underdark communication stone, Crampernamp reaches out to Yam and says, so 25 words. Treasure secured. Sent. Location. Immediately. Rescue attempt. Immediate. If possible. Confirm status. If rescue impossible, we will tell Dr. Trowbone that you are a hero.
So, Yam, you receive this audio. Also, Pete, give me another D20 roll while Yam responds to the message.
6.
Would
Okay.
Yam, without going into detail in what's happening over there, would Yam be too busy to respond?
You make that determination.
I think
Getting punched in liver. What? Ow. Please. Ow.
Ow, 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 ow.
think you're just gonna get back. Don't worry about me. Go save the world.
I'll call you.
Bye.
Say, doesn't he have the stone where he can lick a stick to his forehead and come back?
That does not work across planes of existence.
What?
Yeah, if it did work, Sheen would have been able to get back from the Underdark.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
down
no
plane.
point even having that now.
So, anything else you guys want to do, or are you? We're gonna leave initiative now. For those of you on the material plane.
I'm going to keep collecting items on the ground until they're all.
Yeah, I think Kiros is gonna properly look at what's left on the ground.
Okay. So you guys pick up a total of 5 or 6 sacks of random stuff. Feels like gold coins, stuff you gather he picked up from the village of Hornhold. Some coins and jewels, that type of thing. And
Ladies'
then
underwear.
yeah, ladies' underwear, some high quality hookahs. Because it was Hornhold. And then you have all of Cheem's goods. You got his bag of holding, 2 more bags of holding that are empty. Just because the DM doesn't want to take time to find a bunch of stuff, and you guys don't need loot. Everything's accounted for, except the dragon slaying rapier is not accounted for. And you imagine that a dragon would not keep a dragon slaying rapier as treasure. You'd maybe imagine he maybe even destroyed it.
He ate the rapier, that jerk.
But everything
The
else,
fucker used as a toothpick.
I feel like if anything would give a dragon bad indigestion, it would be eating a rapier literally designed to kill it.
correct. So he did destroy said rapier.
Makes sense.
It seems like he should have kept it in order to kill other dragons.
I mean, some of the dragons are just petty bitches.
This is true.
It would make sense that there would be dragons that keep dragon slaying items just to kill other dragons.
I mean, I have a
Just 'cause
+2 shotgun of human slaying.
I mean, dragons are professional haters.
You would imagine that a dragon of this magnitude
Yeah,
has no issue killing other dragons.
yeah.
He is the... Why did Crampernap run away and fall over?
Because he's tired.
Oh, okay. A dragon
And
of
also
this...
he's shocked that somebody he's known his entire life just got sucked into a different dimension.
Self-sacrifice.
While Carrick ran around like a little bitch.
Carrick was on mission.
Heroes is doing work.
Yam was tanking the whole encounter.
And Heroes got slapped by the tail once.
Correct. I couldn't roll a breath weapon to save my life.
If I had just like one more round of combat, I would have killed the dragon himself.
The dragon called Heroes a bitch even though he ran towards him.
He didn't call you a bitch. He called Carrick a coward.
He called the Heroes a coward too.
He called you a
When he-
kitty. He said,
Which
"Where are you
is-
going, kitty cat?" All right, you guys gonna hang out there, or should we cut to Yam? Or are you gonna teleport back to the keep?
No, let them do their thing for a minute.
Do your
I
thing.
think once we collect the stuff, is anyone going to say anything about Yam committing self-sacrifice?
Yeah.
Suicide by dragon?
It's a shame he had to go out that way. Well,
There
pick a
has to be a
fighter's
way.
way to die.
There has to be a way for us to get him back.
No. He's fighting a dragon alone.
Yeah, I think Heroes has a point here. That dragon probably kicking his ass.
It's probably more matter than when they do us up.
I mean, it might be possible for me to try to, like, scry and plane shift to get to the astral sea
You would
to
need
get
a
to him.
tuning fork.
I'm not saying I can do it like tomorrow. I'm saying like give me a month and I might be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm on.
So I think Yam is dead.
I still think we should try.
I'm all for trying, but I can't really do that stuff right now.
Eric, don't we have more important things to think about than getting a friend back with no time left?
Like, the best thing I think I can do for us right now is I can cast water breathing as a ritual.
I can.
Why?
Well, it helps you think. You climb into like a bucket or like a barrel.
I mean, is there a river nearby?
Oh,
We could just walk home in the
But-
river.
I mean, if we've got all the gizzard squeezins, we can just lick our gate stones and go back.
Yeah, we could. It's probably good to say that Here's just drop the bag of holding back onto the ground so he can speak. It's just like.
The
He talked the
entire
entire
time.
time like that. He's in the cognizance to.
Actually, no, that would make sense. That he hasn't aided intelligence. So, yeah, no, he's just saying this with the bag of holding in his mouth.
They're just deciphering.
So then what's next? We're basically just going to go home, resupply, and go back out?
Yeah.
Well, our next mission, like the next things we need to do is take down Cedric, and I mean, we can try to find the dragon's lair to look for the crystal, if there's any hope that it hasn't already been sent to Cedric. But again, I'm kind of tapped with my ability to do that stuff right now.
So it sounds like we just need to go home, rest, and resupply, basically.
Yeah, but we got a bunch of stuff back. Like, this was costly, but successful.
And we also need to hope that the other group defeated that guy.
Garagos, no, they're all dead.
Yeah,
They're-
probably.
There's no way they survived.
Isn't it?
100% they're dead. Broadleaf is probably the only one that lived. Like, I put a very sizable bet that Broadleaf would be the only one returning. I'm going to be honest. I bet literally everything that we all own that Broadleaf would be the only one to survive.
I would also bet that too.
Like, if he does not come back, we're going to need to leave the Trifold Keep. I bet the deed with some very shady characters, and they
I mean, we could
will
also
break Eric's legs.
we could
Dude, what with my legs?
They're gonna break him.
I mean, we could also just breaking him again if we heal him. So if he gets healed,
Okay, so I think we have the plan. We head back to the Trifold Keep and we break Eric's legs. So
yeah,
that way,
we need to pre-break him so the debtors can re-break him.
exactly. We'll just say, "Hey, his legs are already broken. You know, all's fair that ends with broken legs."
Let's just hope that they don't just jump to his arms.
You know, then we should break his arms too.
Yeah.
That old saying, if they're gonna break your legs, might as well break your arms.
Who needs to move anyways?
I
What's
make a
that?
habit of not moving any chance I can.
Yeah, we can see that.
And Crampernamp casts Stinking Cloud on Carrick.
Ken,
Wait.
one of you three to make a survival check for me. It has nothing to do with stinking cloud. It's something else.
I got a.
I rolled a 1.
Well, yours is a lot. I
I
got
have a
13.
plus
but-
1, so that's 2.
Okay. Carrick?
Crampernamp is not outdoorsy.
Nope.
I got a 13.
Carrick?
I have a +1 to survival. I got a 23.
Do I roll this at disadvantage because I'm in a stinking cloud, or
No, there's no stinking cloud.
so it's survival, correct?
Yes.
A 12.
You guys are all awful.
Yep.
Heros, you would have a little bit of knowledge of the layout of the land because you've traveled with Gwaine a little bit in the past. And you would realize that you are somewhere between Hornhold and Treeway. The dragon's next stop was Gwaine's hometown of Treeway. Is what you would
He
gather
always
from that
wanted to
information.
get a tree away.
So the dragon has been successfully stopped from going on a rampage, at least, to continue to take out more towns.
Hey, we saved Gwaine's hometown. He would have been really happy about that. But he's dead.
Yeah.
But he's dead.
I think Gwaine would have been really happy to know that we stopped his home from being destroyed, at least temporarily.
All right, so let's head to Treeway and destroy it. Nobody
can
goes on
do-
a rampage but us.
I mean, it's not like they can stop us. It's not like they can stop us.
Sirik is just hovering above everybody, like, good, good.
Let the chaos reign.
You want to see if I remember which way is which?
Sure. It's still
Another
early.
survival check,
There
or
is the sun to go by, but whatever.
That's right, Crampernamp.
Heroes isn't smart.
Nope.
That's why I said that.
Give me an intelligence check.
14.
14. You're not
Yeah.
smart, but you're smart enough to know the cardinal directions, and you know it's still fairly early in the morning. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So Treeway is east of you.
This concept
Home
is
is
very
west.
new to me.
Rises in the east and it sets in the west.
So you
Heroes
guys-
pulls out a pamphlet of what the sun does. Just
It's like the Cliff Notes to how the sun works. It's a little
Yeah.
survival book. When you're lost in the forest, look for the moss. It grows on the north side of trees.
I mean, Heroes has only been up about above the ground for
Not
A
very
few-
long.
not very long, and it's been a long time since his early childhood. So
Correct.
it's not like he
Underdark
knows
survival
actively.
guide.
It's just Underdark. Yeah, it's Underdark. So it's barely. It's
like
like some general knowledge of if you get lost in the whatever the
The material plane.
In the
Material plane.
overlight.
in the overlight. That's what it's called in Underdark.
That's actually fantastic.
Run around.
If you ever get
Making
lost in the
stars screaming.
overlight, remember these key things. If you're lost, the moss, the direction of the sun rises and falls, and that says just do not stare into the sun.
Yeah.
And that's crossed out for Heroes because he's already done that.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to accomplish?
I
Or-
don't even know what I would accomplish at this point.
Quick, cast Stinking Cloud on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna give Heroes the boots of Elvenkind because that's what clearly he picked up. So
Yes, we found all the treasure, and I found these sweet boots.
These sweet fucking boots. They just changed to my size.
Are you guys going to teleport back? Or Gatestone back? Or hang out in the forest?
I think we should just. What should we do?
I think we either go to Treeway or Gatestone back. And I will let Thomas choose.
What's even entryway? I want to ask that.
It's two girls that have very loose morals.
That does not interest heroes.
Well, what was bringing the dragon to Treeway in the first place?
Yeah.
What was the purpose of his rampage?
A desire to murder everyone.
To hoard magic items and gold.
There is-
None of us are dragon experts here. The one that would be is off killing a god. So
Fair.
I think we can all say that he was going to Treeway
to get some wenches
to get some wenches and some good cheese and some fairly acceptable smoked meats
and some half-assed maple syrup.
and a nice hat that says all I got in Treeway was this hat.
The Hat Man was traveling in Treeway, and he just so happens to be there. Just all heads must be hatted. That is my slogan.
So Thomas, coin flip, Treeway, back home.
Do we have a piece of Treeway?
Do you have a
Technically,
what?
do you have a piece of Treeway to teleport back if we decide to go home?
You can just use the Gatestone to go home.
Yeah.
I know, but if we want to come back to Treeway for whatever reason, do we have a way to get there without having to travel all over?
If you want, Crampernamp can just grab a rock off the ground from right here. We can get back here.
Does this still qualify? This area still qualifies Treeway?
No, but it qualifies as here.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, if Crampernamp is willing to do so, just have him grab a pebble or something, and we can bamf back to the house, put our stuff away, resupply, get some rest, and go back to Treeway.
Pierce is also going to take one of the sacks of gold.
You know.
Or one of the bags of holding cold gold. He needs money. If you were going to Treeway.
You guys don't need any money. You're so incredibly wealthy. It's not even funny.
I have no money.
Heroes has no money on him.
Crampernamp has $2. The rest
There
with
is
his butt.
this whole like impending rise of Cyric thing.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's a few days away.
Well,
That's tomorrow's problem.
look, we're gonna have to get all the way to the airplane.
That's a problem for
to be able to
tomorrow's me.
So, it sounds like we're going back home. Bust out the rock. Hold up to everybody. Home?
Yeah.
Treeway.
I'm gonna take the lantern off that pole just so we have a better thing than the rock. Teleport back here.
Okay. You take a Crossroads lantern from outside of Treeway.
And Harris just writes IOU on IOU lantern.
Alright. So, after contemplating and thinking for an hour or two and gathering up stuff and taking stock, it's getting closer to noon, and you teleport back to the Trifold Keep. And you arrive at the Trifold Keep, and there's still no sign of the party that went to kill Garagos. This could be slightly concerning.
Well,
Yeah.
let's just put grave markers outside the front for them, along with the goblins.
Well, let's start digging holes.
Yeah.
At this point, Crampernamp now is so weak because his potion wore off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Crampernamp is now back in the
Well,
Picks up shovel. Potion wears off. Gets pinned by shovel.
it's the video of the squirrel that just hints itself, making its death.
I now can
Hero sees this,
zero
puts
damage.
Crampinam back in the
The baby Bjorn.
the baby
Oh
Bjorn.
my god.
All right.
Your moment of freedom is over. I'm sorry.
All right.
So, Dylan,
Yes, sir.
I propose to you a choice.
Run.
Okay.
Either we play this out right now, or we leave this an open-ended mystery of what actually happens that you can pull from in the second campaign.
It's a surprise tool to help us later.
No, I think we're gonna do a mixture of both.
Quick, Yam, roll to seduce the dragon.
So we're gonna play-
Basically.
I've come up with too much backstory for the dragon to not play out some of this.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
Because I do have, depending on what you say, there's ways this can go. How this goes. So,
You play your cards right, you got yourself a draconic sorcerer coming up next.
So, Yam and the dragon, the immortal flame, this great worm, end up in the astral plane.
This sounds like either the beginning of a joke or the beginning to like a,
Erotic
I
novel.
never thought it would happen to me, but there I was, floating in the astral plane with the immortal flame.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
That, kids, is how I met your mother.
And that's when he knew he fucked up.
Yam just goes, wait.
One.
Spend the rest of eternity trying to kill each other.
Look at
Or-
Signal. That's what he does.
We could become best buds.
1 second.
Oh god.
I gotta set some.
I will be
some
right
mood
back.
here.
People are making noises outside, and I'm going to close my window.
Okay. I assume we're not using Tails Player any longer.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
get out of it. I'm just using it for audio. So, Yam and the Great Worm are floating through the astral sea.
So wanna
And
Right.
the dragon, the immortal flame, holding Yam in his claws, turns towards him.
His big meaty claws.
Well, I did not see that one coming.
Yeah, sorry about all the insults and stuff. Hopefully you understand. I had to, like, try to distract you to get you away from my friends and stuff.
That is understandable. I suppose. I'd kill you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm
But-
figuring that we could wind up fighting to the death, but also we're, like, kind of stuck here right now, and, like, basically got the rest of our lives to deal with this.
You're my only entertainment for eternity.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
so
I might be able to get a phone.
what is the Storm's YouTube singer now? I have to go look.
What are you guys doing? We're trying to have a moment.
Sorry.
I'm
We
sorry.
were having a
Mika.
moment over here, my bad.
I could hear it.
It doesn't show up.
He never said anything on YouTube. Storm.
He said my YouTube zinger will go unnoticed.
He never said anything in the YouTube. He never commented.
Lying old man.
Alright, so back to business here. We have a long time to figure this out. But if you could
Yeah.
get us home,
I mean, I don't know if it would work or not, necessarily. Like, I've never really tried this before, but, like, it might work. But, like, also, you know, I don't want to try taking you back unless I know you're not going to try and kill my friends again. Like, hopefully you could understand that. I did just send myself to basically eternal torture for their sake.
Tries to
Even
pull the
one
bags
as
apart.
ancient as I can see the nobility in something like that. However, I have made a
Buddy.
deal with others.
Yeah, like, I know you're, like, working with Cyric and stuff. Like, do you mind asking, like, why are you doing that?
Well, I realized over my millennia of existence that adventurers such as yourself, heroes of the modern realm, they seem to look at dragons as beasts of conquest. And I will admit we have given ourselves that label over time. But myself and the other great worms who were working with Cyric before, initially it was out of young ambition to conquer the world. But this time around, it was more a conquest to ensure the survival and prosperity of dragonkind. There's few of us left. My own mate was taken from me by adventurers years ago,
Oh,
as was looks up name.
Forgot his own.
No, not
Mate's
the mate.
name.
I thought I had one of his brood die too, but I did not. Yes, my mate was taken from me.
dang, that, like, kind of sucks ass, man. I'm sorry.
It does. Dragons aren't fast
Yo.
reproducing creatures. So every time one of us
Ew.
is slain, it really puts a damper on our existence.
Do you ever get to know your parents?
Oh yes, we have very good familial bonds when we're young. Granted, as we grow older, we must separate and move away and strike out on our own. But our deal with Cyric was to provide a home for dragonkind, a sanctuary of sorts, for us to not be persecuted by adventurers anymore.
Funny. I came from a place called Sanctuary.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah. So I never really knew my parents. Um, I just, uh, as far as I'm aware, when I was too young to really know anything, I got, like, kidnapped by Drow and taken to the Underdark. Like, I was supposed to be, like, sold into slavery. Um, but, like, I got adopted. Uh, by Warforged, actually. I'm sure you're probably familiar.
Oh yes, I've slain a great many in my day.
Yeah, she was kind of different, though. Not like a big metal warrior, like, made out of China and...
Interesting.
Yeah. But that's where I grew up. I grew up down there, like, hiding out from Drow and stuff. And, like, that's where I met my brother. We're not actually brothers. Don't tell him I said that, though. I try and, you know, like, keep up an act for it, because, like, he is my brother. You know, we've spent so much of life together at this point, even though he's not my biological brother.
Dr. Travo's cries are heard in the distance.
But, like, I totally get you, man. Like, having that kind of stuff taken away from you sucks, and it's hard to deal with.
Indeed. The loss of Serafina was crippling for a time. Really
How long
changed my
ago was
perspective
that?
on things. Oh, roughly 600 years or so ago.
Dang.
It was indeed.
That's a long
a
time to
while.
live with that.
I've been alive for. I don't even know anymore. I was young when Cyric rose the first time. And that was 1200 years ago.
Dang. So, like, do you really think Cyric would keep his word?
It's the best offer we've ever received as dragons. Whether it's just for his selfish ambition or not. Removing the order of the world, the kingdoms, would help create more space for dragonkind.
But, like, making a sanctuary for you guys sounds like its own kind of order.
Oh, not that. Not necessarily a city sanctuary. We're talking vast areas, possibly even a continent where we won't be persecuted as much. Granted, there will always be those who seek to conquer dragons and slay dragons. But if we can have some protection from kingdoms, or even a whole area all our own, instead of organized pursuit, we might fare better and ensure the existence of our kind.
Yeah, I understand why you made the agreement. It makes sense, but also, I don't think I necessarily. I agree with the outcome you're looking for. I don't necessarily agree with who you sided with. Yeah, honestly, for your sake, I would be a little bit worried for you. I kind of don't really trust that Cyric would follow through on what he told you. Like, once he rises to power, you'd think that his first act of godhood would be to, like, off the most powerful beings that could potentially challenge him.
If you believe that a great worm, even such as I, with my massive amounts of power, is a challenge or a threat to a god, you've severely underestimated a god.
I mean, we've sort of been messing with gods a lot while we've been doing this, and frankly, they don't seem all that untouchable. Like, powerful, yeah, but, like, not unhurtable.
Have you messed, as you say, with an ascended god? Deities, when they're lacking their full ascension, are weak. By even my standards. But once Cyric rises to power, once he absorbs the elemental energy he has gathered from my kin, he will truly be something to behold. And if he can put a damper on the other gods and hopefully follow through on his promise to the dragons, my brood could possibly come back to the area.
Yo, you got kids?
I do.
Yo,
Okay.
that's sweet, man. How many?
4 existing. There was a few more that haven't heard from them for a while, so either they've passed on, but there's 4. There's the Emberclaw, the Blazewing, Scorch Scale, and Flame Tooth. They all have their place.
Doug.
Man. Like, I feel pretty bad for, like, killing some of your buddies.
You
Like,
should.
I mean, hopefully you could kind of understand my perspective from this of, like, I kind of don't want the world to be pure chaos. Like, it makes living a happy life really hard. Well, yeah, I guess you would be able to understand that. I guess that's been your life for the last 1,200 years.
Indeed. Been in hiding for the last 400 years.
Is that why you guys disappeared?
Many of us have gone into hiding and disappeared. There's a few of us here and there that are still active, but the general idea was the more active we are, the more we're hunted. So we've kept to ourselves in our hidden areas, our valleys, our hilltops. for me was a volcano actually not too far from your keep. It's a simple flight.
Hmm.
And I will admit that I've killed more than my fair share of adventurers over the millennia.
You want a handshake? Let's call it even.
Just shakes you up and down.
Yeah. So like,
Breathing.
I'm having a thought here, which is like not always the most common thing for me.
Okay.
So like, me and my friends and my brother, right? Like, if we stopped Sirik, we would be like the heroes of the realm. Like, everybody would listen to us.
One would think.
Well, I would hope so. Like, if I worked and, like, I'm sure I could convince my friends to hop on board with this. They like me, for the most part. Except for the guy that I disintegrated that one time. Um,
And I thought I was hard on my friends.
yeah, my brother was all like, "Hey, it'd be easier for me to fix him if you just kill him. So could you kill him quick?" And then I didn't think about what I was doing, and then I cast disintegrate. And yeah, not my brightest moment, but we got him back. So
That sounds like a comedy of errors.
what was that?
That sounds like a comedy of errors.
Yeah, we kind of have quite a few of those. We're not the most coordinated group sometimes.
Indeed. I can
Um,
tell.
yeah, I'm sure. But like, if we could work to try and get you guys, like, protect you and get you like a safe place in the world, would you like be willing to help us out here?
I've been offered that before, and Sirik failed the first time. He's much closer to succeeding this time. But what would make me believe that you'll follow through on this promise, and this isn't just a ploy for you and your friends to survive a little longer, or at least away from the chaos?
I don't know. And I don't know if I can actually trust you once I bring you back. So, I mean, we're kind of at a stalemate there.
That's a fair point.
What would work for you?
I'm not sure. I was not prepared for the events of today. It's not often you have people teleport inside of your body.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out the best way to do it, and we're kind of under a time crunch. Sorry about that.
That was effective. Foolhardy. Impressive.
Thanks. You're pretty impressive yourself.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Well,
Little
that's
flame.
not what I was trying to do. I was just giving you a compliment.
You guys are already nowhere.
Well. So, if you have more questions you want to ask, you can. Otherwise, the two of you are going to talk it out for a while, and you and I will see if that comes to fruition outside of this, unless you have more things you want to talk about right now.
Nope, that pretty much sums up most of the stuff that Yam kind of wanted to get into, so
Alright.
at this point it's basically just negotiating to try and figure out a deal that works for both parties,
Which we can do in chat.
with also the understanding that Yam doesn't actually know if he can for sure get back,
Correct.
so
All
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Yam just soloed a dragon and then just chatted family life with him. That's right.
Therapy 7 Adventures.
Yep.
Natural Therapy Adventures. Natural 7 Therapy Adventures.
Uh,
.com.
Yes. So, anything else you guys want to do? Any conversations you want to have at the keep? Otherwise, we're pretty much going to call it a night.
So that's why we need to eliminate all dragons on the planet. We have to wipe them out to the last drake.
I don't think I agree with you in that way.
No, we all agreed. All dragon kinds, including kobolds and dragonborns, must be eliminated.
It's the only way our
Eminem,
world can be safe.
You're kind of starting to sound like them drow that kidnapped us at this point.
See, I'm not saying anything about how girls are better than boys. I'm just saying that dragons are inherently dangerous.
I'm saying that you sound like you want to be the oppressor, not the oppressed.
And I think we can all agree, if anybody, even someone that we trust, came back to say that dragons need to be protected, they've clearly been mind controlled by the dragons. And we would need to destroy them as well.
I just don't agree with you at that point. I don't know. I just don't think they're all evil.
No, that's just Peter having fun.
Anything with a breath weapon needs to die immediately.
Don't you have a breath weapon?
Shh.
Crampernamp approached the vorpal pillow of smothering.
No, that's just. I did tacos that one day. It was just really hot.
You're really hot.
No.
so Dylan, what are you doing tomorrow?
We asking each other out. What's going on right now?
I'm working on my personal taxes tomorrow, but that's at a computer, so I can type.
I have a 7-hour drive ahead of me tomorrow, so if you want to hop on a phone call and sort this out over call tomorrow.
Might be able to do that.
Cool. Otherwise, I got another 7-hour drive on Monday coming back, so.
Monday would probably be easier, because I am... one of them will work, for sure. Because Monday I'm babysitting Jonah. I'm babysitting my kid. I'm not babysitting my kid. I'm taking care of my kid while Alyssa goes to the dentist, and then I'm going to work from home the remainder of the day. So.
Gotcha, okay. Yeah, just let me know whatever works best for you.
Yeah, we got to iron this out and figure out what's going to happen.
I feel like Yam has a decent chance here.
It's heading the right direction.
I mean, especially when I was able to pull out, like, the Sanctuary comparison to what the dragon went through, like...
Yeah, you connected actually pretty well.
Like, this is the thing, of all the characters, Yam has, like, so much in common with this dragon.
Bonding over shared trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the only thing that Heroes would have in common is that he lost his family, so...
Yeah.
I mean, Yam is, like, literally made of fire. It's a red dragon. Like...
Yeah! The two peas in a very similar pot.
And I mean, if Dr. T could have been here, he's immune to fire at this point. So if I'd ever gotten the fire breath, it would have been so lame.
I
What
was
the
hoping
fuck
he
was
was
that?
going to be here so I could give him a nice little speech before I left, but alas.
Yeah. And we switched it this week specifically so he could come because Gracie's working. And then he doesn't show. Like, come on,
Jeez.
man. I don't know what he's got
Brody.
going on. He might have something going on. I don't know.
I don't think he likes us.
Case in point here, our next session is April 11th. And I just made plans on April 11th to go to Thomas's house.
So we're all meeting at Thomas's house.
Correct.
We're doing in person, no pants,
gonna be a little awkward because
I
my
mean,
wife.
I'll
and
be
Kinky are
at
gonna be
home,
there.
but I might still not have my pants on.
Turn your camera
you'll
off before you
never-
stand up, Wyatt.
You'll
I
never
assume
know.
if you don't stand up, you're pantsless.
You'll just see me do this and just.
Thomas, is that okay if we play from your house on the 11th?
Uh-huh.
What does that face mean?
For sure. If you guys can handle my judgy internet, absolutely.
Your internet's been just fine.
Alright. It's a 4-hour drive.
Storm,
from
you
the
said you
from-
could play the 11th.
Oh, he's lying.
I tried to get to you where we could play with you, Storm, and you just keep changing what's going on in your life.
I don't think he likes us anymore.
Take that day off.
Yeah.
Storm, get diarrhea.
The only thing left is
Diarrhea
Cyric.
on the 11th of April.
A really bad headache.
Come
so
on.
bad you can't go to work.
Purposely
No,
eat
nobody
the
ever
wood.
argues that you can power through diarrhea.
Or is
If ever
that the
you
weekend
call
you're
in
in the
sick
city,
work,
Storm?
diarrhea is the best.
Because I was pretty sure that this would work out so we could play and have Storm involved finally.
What time would we be looking at starting?
Yes, Storm. Diarrhea.
Well, like, Thomas, I know you had that thing that you were doing.
Yeah, so the Groove Gala is on the 11th. I'm volunteering for that, and then the actual event is on the 12th. There's a 3-piece suit in the bathroom with my name on it.
And I fed a pizza to make it not fit.
Yeah, thanks.
I hand fed it to him. It's very romantic.
So, are you available the 11th to play? Like, I know we're coming to your house, and we're going to hang
Yeah,
out
I mean,
with
the-
you
the
when we
actual-
can.
The actual
Easy.
volunteer stuff is like during the day.
Okay.
Storm, just invite ACDC to come play Dungeons and Dragons with us. It's not that hard.
That would be pretty
I
banger,
thought
honestly.
switching to this weekend worked for you, Storm. Why did we get this confused?
It's okay, ACDC isn't that good anyway. You could probably just skip it.
Also, it's nice that you refer to Dylan as my friend. I'm going to ACDC, my friend. We talked about this.
Well, maybe
So,
we'll have to look at maybe Storm. Does the 18th work for you? Maybe we do got to skip a day because we
That's
need
Easter
people to
weekend,
attend this.
isn't it?
It is Easter weekend, so that's probably not going to work. I have that day off.
That's
I can tell you right now, Easter weekend is a no-go for me.
Yep.
yeah. I don't think I can play Dungeons and Dragons on Good Friday.
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure I'll burst into flames.
So if we can't make the 11th work, does the 25th work for Storm? And other people.
Yeah.
But then I think
it
we're back
always
on the
works
bad
for me.
weekends for Brody.
Well, if you're at Thomas's place on the 11th, let's just plan for that for now. And we
Yeah.
can square away changes later. Also, Thomas, I might try and come over for that weekend then too, and we can make it a party.
Sick.
For
So
the
let's
11th.
down to
On the 11th, yeah. It's a 4-hour drive. If I get off work at 4, I can get on the road by probably like 4:30, 4:45. Get there around 8:45, maybe 9 at the latest.
Thomas, are you getting overwhelmed yet?
I just have no idea what we're going to do.
we're just saying names and dates and times.
Well, me and Pete will bring big stacks of different TTRPG books.
I should have Shadow Dark by then.
Yeah, and I have Traveler, and like, Traveler character creation is a game unto itself.
Ah. Are we? Have we shut down the stream?
No, we're still live streaming. Let me turn
Are
that
we
off.
chilling?
We're just talking about life now. Sorry.
Okay. Thanks for watching, Internet. Sorry, Storm, you're going to lose us now.
Bye,
25th
Storm. You should
works.
be joining
Bye.
us.
So we'll
Bye-bye.
starting the Cyric fight on the 11th if we play, and then we'll probably finish at the 25th, which would hopefully be everybody. So, That's cool. That's pretty cool. Storm. Okay.